Hi, everybody, and welcome to Roll for Damage, where I take this lovely bunch of nerds through my homebrewed version of Rise of Tiamat, which we have dubbed the Scales Above. Before I get into the introductions, let me just say thank you very much to our sponsors, Hero Forge, who, as hopefully you all know, do amazing custom minis. They are doing 3D printed colored minis now, which I just got a box of today, but they look really bad when I hold them up in front of the camera. So I'm gonna have to get some photos of that for Twitter. But the whole cast has their characters there, and they look really, really good. So I'm excited to use those probably next session, probably with some physical terrain right next to me, where I get to torture my players a little bit more. So yes, thank you very much, Hero Forge. The other sponsor is Dungeon Fog, who have a great map making program, which they have a free trial for, so you can try it out, see if you like it. It's really, really good. You can make really good maps in like 30-ish minutes for games, like quite detailed. You can also have lighting effects and a few other different things. They're pretty solid. And then I've made maps over like, hours and hours, and they've been really, really good. Like I'm really happy with the program. The more proficient I get with it, just the much, much better looking the maps become. So highly recommend checking that out. And as always, I want to thank Brepai for the amazing artwork. You can probably see Soaring Leaf on the Wind, our cat boy, on the screen right now. He of the devil hand. So if you like her work, maybe just say thank you in the Discord. We have a Discord, we have Twitter, we have Insta, we have all the things. So come follow us, say hi. We really appreciate it. Right. I believe that I'm the introduction. And on my screen, first up will be Auric, played by Sean.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sean O'Donovan. I am the DM over in the flagship show for Paradise RPG. Always happy to be here. Always playing my stargazing star elf chronomancer wizard who experiments with weird magic and will continue to experiment with weird magic while helping out his friends, but being standoffish the whole time. You can find me anywhere on social media, Odo_Sean, and I'll leave the more information about Paradise to Shannon.
Okay. Next up, we have Saros, played by Agent Number One.
Hello, I am Agent Number One. I am playing Saros Starweaver, who is a cranky, face-melted, mage-slaying, I don't know, sad boy. I'm not really sure what he is. He's fun to play as. He likes beating up mages. It's been a hoot. I can be found in a bunch of different places. I can be found here on Roll for Damage. I can be found on my own Twitch channel where I stream Total War currently on Mondays and Fridays. And I'm also part of Wonders and Blunders, the absolutely incredible live podcast. What do we call it? Let's play. I can never get this. You know what I'm talking about? We play D&D over there. We got like 70, 80 episodes or something. It's crazy. Mike will tell you some more about it. He'll do a better job probably.
Okay. It sounds like you've had a lot of coffee because he's like, this thing's just great. We're going to go do it and show it to Mike. Whistle's not here, but I'll just say she's in chat. Go check her out. Whistleway works at a YouTube channel. She does D&D stories. She's great. Plays near little kid that just, got followed along with the wrong people, it feels like sometimes. Definitely a child. Definitely has some hang-ups about being a child. And I can feel her gritting her teeth at me through the internet. Next along, we have Sloane, played by Shannon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon. I'm also from Paradise RPG. And as Sean said, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. We have awesome programming on, I'm a little biased, but we have programming on Sundays. We have the Tim and Shannon Power Hour, where myself and another castmate, Tim, go through all things Paradise and have some amazing members of the D&D community on and talk. We talk nerdy for about like an hour. It's great. On Wednesdays, we have Cardboard Contenders with Clayton. On Thursdays, we have Relaxing in Paradise with Sean. And monthly on Saturdays, we have One Shots in Paradise. We're taking December off for the holidays, but we will be back in 2021. big push. We are trying to reach 1,000 followers on Twitch. We are very, very close. Last time I saw we were approaching 900. If that happens, we're doing a big giveaway, and I will DM for the Paradise Boys at some point in 2021. You're going to want to see that because it's going to be chaos. So thank you for all your follows, your support. You guys are the best. Oh, I'm also playing Sloan, your lovely resident barbarian.
Lovely, she says, and then turns her face to like the blood splats. Yeah. All right, last up, we have the glorious leader, Leaf, played by Mike.
Yeah, my name is Mike Farty. I play Soaring Leaf on the Wind, who is a cowboy cat with terrible luck. He's lost an arm. He's got a new devil arm. So good. Maybe we'll find out. I'm also the DM at Wonders and Blunders, which is the thing that Kieran described exactly. It is a 5e horror comedy D&D podcast. We're currently in the middle of an arc called Daggers Out, which is a murder mystery. So come along and join in on that. Try and find out who done it, because the party sure doesn't know yet.
We don't have a clue. We're terrible. We're terrible at the game.
I was talking to another DM just the other night, and they're like, whenever you try to do a mystery or things, the players start to theorize, and they always end up like just a few rooms away from where they're meant to be. They never quite figure out what's going on. So I can imagine that's been fun, you trying to lead them through this murder mystery.
Oh, it's been a blast.
All right. Cool. So now is time for the recap. And I think you, Leaf, should do it or decide who does it.
And I think that a leader is only as good as those who prop him up and keep him in the lead. And the person who has propped up Leaf the most, straight out of hell, in fact, once, is Sorrow Starweaver. So I'll let him take my lunch money and take this recap.
Oh, very good. Very good. So what happened last time? I'm going to try to do this a little more concisely and less hectically than my intro. So I'll try breathing this time. When we last left off, we were at a local village, which I could remember the name of if I had a map in front of me, but I don't. We were at this village. It had been attacked by a dragon. Pretty much everyone there was dead except for a handful of leftover people. There was a druid healing people back to health. There was the mayor of the town who was really, really shifty and being spoke to by a creepy raven. That was clearly some sort of wacky divinity magic. And there was a guy who was rebuilding his house with the help of Sloan. We tried to settle down for the night in a kind of underneath a house in like a cellar. And discovered that the mayor was sneaking out of town. So we did the only reasonable thing and split the party, leaving half of us behind and half of us out searching for him. Everyone who went out searching for him found him speaking to a man by the name of Nirenvain, or possibly Prince Nirenvain. I'm not sure. Was there a prince in there? There was a prince, yeah. Who we've discovered is the guy who has been riding around the green dragon that's been killing everything in its path. The dragon landed during the middle of this conversation, promptly spotted everyone in the woods, who decided that the T-Rex and dragon shared similar DNA and that their sight was probably based on movement. So they stayed perfectly still, were given 3 beautiful warnings by Nova as they got enough rope to hang themselves with, and proceeded to try and outrun the dragon's toxic acid breath as it cleared through the forest after them, doing a little bit of damage, but for the most part, they managed to get out kind of by the coat of their tails of their coats, whatever it is. They made it back to town. We kind of met them halfway. We all healed up. We bunkered down for the night, and then in the morning we decided to head off to the pools of divinity, or the divination pools, or more specifically the pool singular of divinity, as there was only a single pool there, much to Sloane's dismay. We showed up. There was a single priest there. He was a real nice, warm, welcoming guy who was like, yeah, come on in. This place is totally fine. Totally not trapped. This definitely isn't an ambush. Don't worry about it. So we all went in. We gathered around the pool. Everyone except Sloan. Sloan was our watcher as we all did wacky divination pool drugs, and proceeded to trip out, fail our wisdom saves, and think we entered a hallucination as Nia's father showed up along with a bunch of goons using crossbow. Father/brother. We thought it was her father at first. Turned out to be her brother. Showed up with a bunch of chains on crossbows that they shot into Nia. Nia turned into a dragon. Three of us just sat around going, "Well, this is really trippy. I can't wait to wake up from this. Oh, this is a real battle. Oh." And we proceeded to break out into a wild set of combat. As mages threw fireballs doing insane amounts of damage. Nia in dragon form frost breathed the group, doing a bunch. Leaf shot a guy at the beginning, and then he did some other things. I think he's got a grappling hook crossbow now. That's pretty much it. Auric just like picked dudes up with gravity and smashed them over and over again in the ground as Sloan decided to fist fight an orc to some mild success. Jury is still kind of out on that. Nia eventually in dragon form burst through the roof of the temple, and started flying away. The two wizards that were there got absolutely gibbed. One of them didn't even get to act. We did so much damage in one round. And then the rest of the guys fleed. The brother chugged a invisibility potion, made some witty remark about always bringing a backup, and snuck himself out. And we captured the poor orc who was there, who really didn't seem like he wanted to be there, who seems like he was probably just some sort of mercenary or something that was hired. And now we're kind of standing in the ruins of this temple that's still kind of intact, with a hostage that we don't really want, who doesn't want to be there. And we're trying to figure out kind of what to do next.
It's about right. There's I don't think there's anything like actually wrong with it. No, that sounds about right. Yeah, I did enjoy the fist fight between Sloan and Rokan. It was like pretty much, please don't do that. She's like, no, and then
No, I'm gonna do that after the information we just learned.
You haven't heard me, and now I should try to stop you. Oh, I also failed at that. Please stop. And it just kept going back and forth like that. They just didn't really do anything to each other. So he tried to walk away, and then you guys were like, no, halt. You're not leaving. And that's pretty much where we start. The temple is littered with bodies of about a half dozen like veteran fighters plus the two wizards. One of which is not so much a body as just chunks scattered around about a 20-foot radius, since his fireball detonated inside his own chest, as they do. Yeah. The person that you met at the pools is currently huddled in his small bed that he's got at the back of the room, and he's just looking on terrified. If anyone wants to do any sort of like insight check to see if maybe he knew this shit was coming, since you guys I think were like, you set us up at the end of the last session, but he is more or less in a ball crying right now.
I remembered Nat 20 the inciting. Nat 20ing the insight when we met him, so yeah. I don't think he thinks I think he's innocent still. Like
okay. Just because you all seem very suspicious, like you got a Nat 20, guys. Like he had no idea this was happening. Yeah, he was just as shocked when Nia was impaled by several crossbow bolts. So as you all stand there, the pool's just continually bubbling away. The sound of this priest sobbing in the corner, and small pieces of rubble still falling from the roof. You have at your mercy an orc named Rokan. He looks on at you all, waiting to be questioned. He's looking directly at you, Sloan.
You would all see that Sloan is like breathing really heavy, and she's getting angrier by the second. And she just, I don't think I can be in here. He makes me angry when I look at him. I'll be outside. And so she, and I want to go outside and just like take out my kopes and just start hitting trees with it. Just to get out some aggression.
Okay. So she walks outside. Can I ask you to make a strength check for me there, Sloan?
Mm-hmm. 18.
Okay. So you just hear the like heavy thunking noise as this Popesh is hitting a tree, and it just keeps going. After like 4 or 5 swings, you just start hearing that creaking, snapping noise as the tree begins to give way. Before it's even hit the ground, she's onto another. She has like, you've seen her battle rage before, but usually she comes down afterwards. This is a whole new level.
Well, we could ask him what he wants, but I think that seemed to be pretty obvious.
I've
think
got a question
maybe-
for you. That is, you gonna make us look in this pool, or are you with that cult and you can just tell us where they went?
What languages do you speak?
Me?
Yes.
I speak Common.
How about this?
Draconic.
Does anyone speak Orc, actually? That's probably the easier way.
Yes.
Okay. He responds back to you in Orcish. Not with any help.
Well. All right. It's good to know, I suppose. Now, you sound hostile, and I listen. You started it. Don't give me that look. Okay.
He sort of smiles a little bit as like, I was hired to do a job. You're holding me here.
Yeah. And you should be happy that we are holding you in here, because you have upset our large friend who is outside now. And the only other option is that we let you out there to work her frustrations out on you instead of those trees.
Just sort of shrugs.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyone else have any questions for this guy? He's not with the cult. I just want to know where that dragon went, really.
Well, he is clearly hired by Nia's family. My question would be, where did they hire you to?
Who?
Where?
You're speaking Common, right?
Yes.
He's kind of trying to decipher what you're saying a little bit, because Sloan speaks in a bit more broken sentences, and she can put that together a bit better than your more fluent spoken language. Hails from temple, help dragon fight.
Where you find and I
Sarah,
point at the
perhaps
bodies.
you should ask Leaf to translate for you. It might be more efficient.
This is more fun, though.
He kind of temple. Just that's my friend. Sorry, everyone. Makes like a house thing. He's like trying to say that's where he lives.
You live in a temple. Which temple? And I ask him in Orcish.
Pillar of the earth.
And turning back to Saros and Auric, Pillar of the Earth, ring any bells with the two of you?
Yes, of course. The Pillar of the Earth. I just make the history check here.
Pillar of the
Yeah, 919.
Anyone else? Just
Can I do religion?
22.
Pillar of the earth, pillar of the
I've just Soros and Auric in the back.
Pillar of the earth over and
Pillar
over.
of the earth. You know, I know. Do you know? Yeah.
Who wants to do the? Was it Leaf doing the religion check to see if he can?
Oh
know any of
yeah, I
this
can
stuff?
do religion.
That's well. Give it a shot.
Oh,
You might-
hello, 30.
Oh,
I was
there
like,
we
you might loosely know something. Rolls a natural 20. Of course you fucking do. So okay, Pillar of the Earth. It's actually a set of temples. That all sort of venerate not so much a god, but more living sort of naturally being aware of one's strength and using it to protect people. They tend to get a lot of things like Goliaths, orcs, even some half giants, like full-blooded half giants or giants themselves. Things like that. The more swole races, as opposed to like because they really emphasize like grapples and holds and that sort of stuff. That's for their martial techniques. And then when they're not doing that, they spend a lot of time just meditating, tending the land, making sure everything's kind of good in their area. They do get hired out quite often to deal with sort of like monsters and threats because of their sort of known strength. There's only a few of them. There's only a few of these temples around the world, but they're usually held in quite high regard.
I think while Auric and Saros are going back and forth, I'm like, oh wait, never mind, forget it. I remember, and then turn back to the orc and listen. You're supposed to be. No, I go right back into speaking orc.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a group about protecting the weak, aren't you? You should take. What is it that possessed you to take a gig capturing a little girl?
He just points at the hole in the roof.
Did you know that beforehand? Oh, they all knew this stuff. How many people know that?
Just sort of like looks around, like kind of concerned that you guys don't seem to be fully clued in. Well, our whole temple, plus I guess the village they came from, and we were told she's attacked others.
Told by who? And who did she attack?
The man Hexen told us.
Sorry, say that again?
The man Hexen told us.
Oh, yeah. I don't trust him. All right. So after this entire experience, do you believe that you were fighting on the right side here? You don't seem too plussed with these people. You don't seem too invested in this entire situation. Do you think if you went back and you talked to the pillars, that this would be some sort of hunt that they would want to continue on?
Looks up at the hole.
Focus on me instead of the hole.
At all the dead, frozen people.
Yeah, I would also look at the fact that only happened because you shot her full of grappling hooks. We have been traveling with her for quite some time, and I guess there was like 2 times. And that time, I guess, that they didn't tell me about.
How long have you been traveling with her?
Oh, geez, like a month.
Just raises his eyebrows. Do you think she should be let free?
Absolutely, I do. Because I can tell you that she has a good heart. And if it weren't for people like you who were shooting crossbow bolts into her, or whatever it was in the sewers that set it off, or some freaking woman who controls a bunch of hands, this would never happen. She is in almost perfect control at all times. And it's only because of you outside stressors that are causing this thing. She is a perfectly sweet, wonderful person.
He's really getting heated up.
I can't imagine what about.
The orc goes quiet and just you see he's just thinking. He just sort of ignores you for a moment as he's just going to process kind of what you're saying. Because if what you're saying is correct and she is this sweet innocent thing and not the murderous dragonkin that he's been told, he has some thinking to do, and he has not a high intelligence, so it might take him a while.
Leif, before we leave him to his meditations, this monk, could you also ask him about what they said about Sloane? They called her a demon, I think.
That's right. Yeah, and turning back to the orc, our friend outside, was she part of the deal that you were hired for? Do you know anything about her?
I was warned I might have a test of strength. And he just like smiles.
But you hadn't previously. You don't know a whole lot about her situation, the story they were telling of the people who she raided.
She has more blood on her hands than everyone else here combined.
That's a bold statement.
Just as he's saying this to you, behind you is them two, like, it's like
We're like picking through the pile of exploded mage.
Right?
You think that book is here anywhere still?
Even just a scrap of it.
Do you know for sure if what they said is true, or are you just passing on a story you heard?
members of my temple have seen the carnage. She's a raider. They don't leave many alive.
Well, that's another update that I think you're going to want to bring home. There is a was in that sentence. Was a raider. Now she's one of us. And if you
Completely
are...
calm outside, yes.
They're trees. Come on, man. There's a difference. She's not chopping you up.
If
Someone who you
innocent,
call a demon doesn't chop down a tree instead of the person who pisses her off.
she's never killed anyone she doesn't have to.
It's tough to say in our line of work. Listen, we all got blood on our hands here, my friend. But we're out here working for the greater good, as you are. I do believe that the pillars have a moral center. And I think we have more in common than you think. I would say, based on today, I cannot say that you have never killed anyone who didn't, you know. I don't think you've only killed people who had to be killed.
Just shakes his head. Did you tie him up or knock him out? He's just standing there, yeah? Like, I don't believe you did anything except for boop him out of reality for a moment.
No, I think we just stood around him menacingly when he came back in and he sat down on the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Okay. So he stands up and he starts walking towards the door.
Hold on.
Not
You want me
laughing.
to stop him?
Are we done with him?
We're not. Listen, I want you, if you're going to leave and you don't think you have anything else to tell us, there's something that I would like you to bring back to the pillars.
You are now outside with him as he's walking past Sloane.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep walking with him. Looking back at them, are you guys done?
It seems like you've had a enlightening conversation, so...
Yes. You just tell us what to do. We have no idea what you just said.
Listen, man,
You want
are
me
you
to
gonna
stop him?
Yeah, just
Sloane, you
show him
see,
you can.
you see this big orc just ignoring Leaf and just walking away while you're hacking at trees, working up a sweat. It's going through your mind right now.
A lot. She's trying to process everything that she heard. Like, she's so upset that she heard what she heard, and she doesn't know what happened. She doesn't have any recollection of it, and that is extremely frustrating, because if she knew what happened, she could try and make it right, but she can't do that. So she's just extremely frustrated. Nia's gone, and she's mad. She's just mad.
Okay, so this orc is walking past you and smiles at you before continuing on. How do you react to all this?
What kind of smile is it? Is it a cocky smile?
It's a bit of a smug smile, like he thinks he can take you.
Tackle him.
Okay. He sees you coming, so I'm gonna get this to be just an initiative roll. As Leaf is trying to talk, he's like, "You guys finished with it?" And you see Sloan come tearing out of the trees straight at him. So, yeah, let's roll that initiative, hey?
Let's do it. Where am I?
You can say anything you want here, Leaf and Coda. And like you had asked, can you stop him as Sloan tackles him?
I think it's okay for us to just let her work this out of her system.
Yeah.
All right.
I turn
Sloan.
around to like start explaining what has been going on, and then Sloan like tackles him out of the corner of my eye, and I turn around and I'm like, now you see, we were keeping you in there away from her. There was a purpose to whatever. Here, duke it out.
So Sloan, you come running in and like sort of like do the whole rugby tackle into his midriff. And he grabs you around the hips and just flings you to the side. You kind of land on all fours with Kopesh in hand. You're about 10 feet apart.
Okay.
And he just like brings up his fists.
I throw down my Kopesh and I bring up my fists and I run and just try and clock him upside the head.
Yep. Make an attack roll.
Should I just roll the Kopesh?
Yeah,
one?
yeah. It's just 1+ strength, and I believe your strength is 18. So it'll be.
Yeah, strength is 18.
Cool. So you do a total of.
Did that hit? Does a 19 hit?
Yeah. Honestly, his AC is 15, so it's not like it's a hard boy to hit. So that's a whole 5 damage. You get
Okay.
a couple more of those. If you want.
Yeah, yes I do. That's gonna hit.
Yep, for another 5 damage. You're not raging yet, are you? Are you out of rages for today?
No, I have one more. So I guess I would have worked up a rage taking it out on the trees.
Yeah, all right. So you come in raging. So you'll do an extra 4 damage because of that. You sit there and this massive hook smacks him in like just across the jaw, and his head you feel more that your fist slides across his jaw than actually moving his head much, and he just like his eyes just lock you, and he smiles again. And he
Fights back.
He raises a hand and just clubs it down the bridge of your nose. Let me see how much damage he's going to do to you.
He needs to hit
19.
me first.
19 beat your AC.
Nope.
What is your AC at now?
20. I would like to join the Church of the Swole.
How'd your AC get to 20?
The only way in is with a body bag.
Just out of curiosity, how's your AC at 20?
I don't know. It's what D&D Beyond says.
D&D Beyond might be lying to you.
Armor, I have no armor, so +3 plus unarmored bonus. Oh.
Plus your con.
Yeah,
No.
so it should be at 18.
It should
Just
be at
lying.
18. Fuck.
Well, you just did get hit there.
Yep.
For a total of 9 points of damage. That's fine.
Okay.
And then he's going to swing again. That one misses. So he sits there, clubs into your bridge of your nose, and as you sort of step back, his follow-up sort of like kick out at you. You sort of sidestep, and he steps in front of you, and he's ready to go. But it is your turn.
Okay. I want to try, so I'm going to like back up just a little bit, not enough to leave the melee range, but I'm going to back up and I'm going to just like charge and like try and rugby tackle again and try and knock him down.
Okay. So you're gonna make a grapple check, yeah? So
Yes.
strength. Sorry, athletics. You're rolling athletics.
Athletics. Good. Excellent.
It's really good athletics.
Oh,
So is that.
so is that.
So
Why do you have advantage?
He's a barbarian. He's raging.
Oh, what? So am I. Then I should.
You have
should I roll
advantage.
again?
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll again.
I forgot to roll at advantage.
No.
Damn it.
So you run in and you go to like tackle him, and he starts like bring up his knee, and as you stand up, he just grabs you by the throat and is holding your arms length. You have another attack you can make.
Okay.
That is probably how you sound. Yes.
I try and bite his hand.
His other hand.
Yep.
Light
The one he's
attack.
holding me with.
Okay, so you sit there and you sort of like push his hand away, and as his thumb comes up past you, you bite out at it, and he snatches it back. You tear a little bit of his skin for a total of, again, 5 damage. You didn't bite his thumb, but yes.
That was the skin. I was spitting the skin out.
Yeah, you got to get that out of there right away. That's nasty.
All right. He sort of knocks his head and glares at you, and he unleashes a bunch of attacks. So with his bleeding hand, he like punches out at your face. This should be reckless, sorry, but it's a 20 anyway. So you take a total of 16 points of damage as he punches like just a straight hard jab to the face, and he follows it up by, as his hand sail out, hits you, but past you, grab the back of your neck and pulls you in to knee you hard.
Ooh.
Let me double check something here. Just wanted to make sure I didn't make him a champion fighter. I did not. He's a battle master. God for that. Cool. So you take a further 10 damage, and then he's going to sort of just shove you away and step back. You can't win this.
I can try.
All right, make your attacks.
Yeah, I think this will be like the last time she goes around. And then she'll just try talking to him, but I don't think that's gonna work because she doesn't speak Orc, so.
Okay, so 23. You do a further 7 points of damage. He doesn't look like he's hurt at all. Like, your blows are doing nothing to him. He sort of sighs, and he's going to throw out a bunch of attacks. Firstly, if I remember this correctly, because I'm using a new thing from Tashes, I can. The start of your turn, you can do it. Okay, cool. I'm not grappling yet. He's going to use grappling strike. He's going to punch you, and then he's going to try to grapple you. So, first attack comes out. It's meant to be an advantage, so I'll roll it again since that didn't hit. Reckless attacking. Hits you.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Does 14 points of damage, and then immediately you have to see if you are grappled.
Okay, so what do you need?
So you need to make an athletics or acrobatics check. If it's athletics, you'll be at advantage because you get advantage while raging. So does he. So almost rolled another 20. So Rokar makes a 17, you make a 23. He doesn't quite get the grapple. He sits there and he's hit you sort of like flat in the chest, and his other arm's going out to grab your shoulder, and you sort of turn away from it, and you feel like the nails scratch down your arm. He's going to lunge forward and try to grab you again with another strike. So doing the exact same thing again. Start rolling at advantage, please. But 13 more points of damage and a grapple check. God damn it. Same again, the exact same again. And he fails. You are being very smug here. All right. He sits there and for the first time he gets a little bit angry, and he's going to action surge and hit you twice more. Take this roll with advantage correctly. It didn't, but the 16 would hit, so you take 14 points of damage. And this should be the last time he can do this with his grappling strike. Let's see. One last athletics check to see if he can grapple you. Please roll higher than that. Good God, Rokan, you're terrible at your job. Right, so he's tried to grab you 3 times. You keep like sliding out of it, and he's just going to, with his lance, he's going to kick out real hard at your knees to take you down. So here's his last attack of this turn for 12 points of damage. So at this point, you have just been pummeled really, really hard by this giant orc that you can't seem to hurt.
Okay. So just kind of like clutching at my side and breathing really heavy. What do you know about my tribe? Answer me. What do you know about my tribe? I don't speak orc.
He keeps speaking at you. You don't understand.
Yeah, and I keep screaming that same thing.
I'm still standing there. I've been kind of turned around, being like, so the pillars, they know about Nia. They also know a little bit about Sloan, like explaining what he was talking about.
Oh, interesting.
Can I get you to make a perception check to hear what he's saying? Because he's just speaking normally in Orcish as she's screaming at him.
Perception check.
Should we stop that?
My weakness.
That's right.
My
It is
only
your weakness.
weakness. 14?
Yeah, I'll say you can kind of get enough of it. He's just saying that you killed them all.
He said you killed them all, Sloan.
How do you know that?
Wait, are
What
you asking
proofs
me
do
or-
you have? No, well,
Oh.
him, but I guess you to translate.
Yeah, and I'll
Yelling
just
at Lee.
translate what she says, yeah.
Yeah.
And translate what he says back so that you two can talk.
My brother saw the bodies in Veclara.
I don't remember it.
He just raises an eyebrow and that's it. Do you concede?
Say that again.
Do you concede?
She doesn't understand it.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know
still
that word.
translating. I'm just.
Oh,
okay.
doesn't-
Yeah.
I just
No, no,
didn't want
she-
to repeat
He
every
doesn't know what the
line.
word concede means.
Oh,
What did he say? I don't know that word.
it means give up.
Ooh. Not how you should have phrased that, I think.
Hey, I'm just being
Perhaps
honest.
lose.
Perhaps lie and say a truce?
Did you already say
Do you
give up?
concede? And he said give up.
It's not worth it. And then I go and pick up my Kopesh and go back to hitting trees.
Yeah, as you say, it's not worth it. He just starts laughing. And then he turns back to leave. Are we done here?
Why are you taking this as some sort of victory here? I think all that's happened here that I can see is that she has just proven that she is exactly the opposite of what you think she is. She has a weapon at hand. She has you outnumbered. I mean, sure, you're tough, but you're not this tough. If she wanted you dead, and she asked us, we would do it. Okay? You're going to walk out of here, and it's because of her mercy. So you can talk about, oh, I won a one-on-one fist fight while 3 people stood by and she didn't use a weapon. But I think, really, all Sloan has done here is proven to you that she is not the merciless killer that you think she is.
Awesome.
Is this guy wearing any armor or anything?
No.
Does he got any like a bracelet on?
He's just
Or-
got some like cloth wrist wraps to keep his hands and
Alright.
wrists from breaking.
Auric's gonna walk up to him next to Leaf, just say, I have no idea what you have said whatsoever today. I really must study Orcish, must add it to my lexicon of languages. I have so much to learn. But I think you also have much to learn. Mercenary monk, apparently. I think you should meditate for a little while here. I'll cast a movable object on his bracelets.
Roll initiative.
Oh.
Give me a fresh roll since the combat stopped and starting again. I'll add you to the tracker. One sec. Where is he? Oh, there you are. You can
Oh
roll
no,
yourself.
you're so squishy.
I just want him to sit there. And I want
Jesus. Calm the fuck down, Auric. 24. Okay, so you've walked up and cast as your combat turn.
Yes. Yeah, for my action, I will do that. I will cast a movable object on him, on whatever's on him that can be a movable object.
What's is there anything to save? You're casting on an object someone's wearing?
It says the object can be no more than 10 pounds,
Mhm.
and it becomes magically fixed in place. You and the creature you designate when you cast this spell can move the object normally. You can also set a password for it, blah, 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 blah. If the object is fixed in the air, it can hold up to 4,000 pounds. More weight causes the object to fall. Otherwise, a creature
Okay.
can use an action to make a strength check against my spell DC to try to get out of it on their turn.
And then turn that's as an action or just whenever?
As an action.
Okay. He's going to, in his turn, grapple you.
Oh, well, I was going to bonus action Misty step back away and just look to everyone and say we should go inside and do our shit.
Okay. So the strength check versus DC. So you Misty step away and go inside. Yeah? That's your plan now?
Yes.
Okay. He will now do the strength check.
Okay. I know he's got a lot of... I should have upcasted this.
It's a check, not a saving throw, right?
Sorry, let me double check that. It's just a check, not a saving throw. Sure, I wish it was a saving throw because I think it doesn't get advantage on those, but it gets advantage on the checks. Yeah, all right. Auric will probably die for this.
18?
Snark. That's exactly my saving throw.
So the turn you turn around, you just hear a roar as he comes, like breaks free and then starts advancing on you. To him, you have just walked up, cast offensive magic on him, and then tried to walk away. You've initiated a challenge, and you're now his target. It is your turn though, as he
Maybe he
sort of
will die
moves up.
today.
30 feet.
All right.
Do I see him charging after him, or am I too busy with the trees?
Nice.
You can see that he's aggressively moving towards him, but it's more that like sort of bold swagger of a very large man about to put a very small man in the dirt.
Oh, well, as soon as she sees that she is
Was he still raging technically?
going.
But it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't have stopped, and then you did something to keep combat going, I guess. So
Well, I know, but raging is usually... Yeah. All right, well, it's my turn.
yeah,
Um,
I'll ask Sloan to keep hers going and keep hers going.
okay.
Does anyone else want to get on this as Auric has decided to start a combat?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I'll just cast momentary stasis.
Yeah. Someone's just
can't-
reminded me of something. And yeah,
It's not a spell; it's a feature. But I guess
the Misty Step.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's part of my racial feature. It's I
Yeah.
guess it's technically casting a spell, but yeah, I mean, if you want to just smash Auric.
I mean, I
We can
didn't
do
want to
that.
smash Auric. Auric's decided to move
No,
up.
I
and
know.
Do a thing.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, the Misty Step. It's using a feature to cast it, but yeah, it is a cast. So
It is a cast though, yeah.
bonus action you can. Yes, I guess. Yeah, as bonus action. I mean, it doesn't say that you're casting. No, it's not actually Misty Step. Oh wait, no. I've
Does it
been
just
calling
say
it.
that-
It's called Phase.
I'm sorry. I've been calling it Misty Step
That's
this
fine.
whole time.
If
but
it
it's
says
not
that you just teleport away as a bonus action,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. Cool. Continuing on. He moves up to you. It's your turn. What do you do?
Okay. Okay. I will do as I was going to do, and use my action to use Chronal Shift on him, which is a feature, not a spell. And
many
it's
times
a
do you
18
use this?
con save. How many times
Is
can I
this-
use it?
Yeah.
Twice. I
You used it
used
twice and in last session. Same day.
No, I used Temporal Shunt.
Okay. Cool. Con save, you said?
Yes. Or, no, sorry, I can actually use it 5 times, but
What's
it's
this?
different from Temporal Shunt. Yeah, a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Ooh.
What does it do, by the way?
It freezes him in, and it's not very long though, so it's definitely still like not out of this. Sorry, I'm switching between D&D Beyond and the
That's fine. It freezes in place for how long?
oh god, I'm sorry. These chronomancy things are all named the same thing.
Very true.
So yeah, unless the creature is encased in a field of magical energy until the end of your next turn, or until the creature takes any damage. So Sloan will probably break this, but it's only 6 seconds. It's till the end of my next turn. It is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Yeah. So it doesn't count as
talk.
restrained, so it doesn't
No,
get the auto crits on it?
No, because
Okay,
it doesn't nowhere in it doesn't say restrained. It just says they're incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Oh, Sloan, go nuts. How did this session
Okay.
go this way?
Because I wanted to be snarky and I shouldn't have.
Okay. Is my rage still up?
It is.
Cool. I am going to recklessly attack with my Kopesh.
Mhm.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh.
Okay, that's. Whoops.
So you
hold
hit?
on. That will. Yeah, let me just roll with advantage. Forgot to do it. There we go.
So
is
still
he like
hits.
paralyzed from this chrono shift?
There's essentially time
There's
magic that has
incapacitated.
encased him and is just holding him in place. He's not paralyzed. He can talk, he can see, he can hear.
Can you take any actions whatsoever?
He's whatever incapacitated, which is its own condition.
Yeah, pretty sure it's nothing. I'll look while you guys beat up this poor dude who didn't want to fight really, and has been
Kinda
attacked.
seemed like he did.
It kind of
Being
seemed like he's
viciously
smirking.
He was smirking. Yeah.
He's confident in his abilities. But so are you. No actions or reactions. What about bonus actions? What does that include under? Reactions. I'm just going to look this up. So that was your first and second attack. Your second attack hits and does 13 points of damage.
Oh, I rolled at disadvantage by accident, but still hits, so
you
it's
hit
fine.
Anyway.
Okay. I'm going to action surge because I can do that, and I'm going to do it again.
He can do bonus actions, actually.
You can do bonus actions. It will specifically state you can or cannot use bonus actions.
Yeah, exactly.
One does not count as the other. Cool. So he's going to sit there and
Oh. Okay. She's getting tired.
I don't know why this keeps happening. If I minimize one of the character sheets, it closes it down. I can't open it again. And I did it without thinking to make room on my screen. So just 1 second, guys. Feature. He uses a bonus action to second wind on himself for 1d10 plus fighter level. So let's see how that goes. So he gains. How many levels of fighter did I say he has? If only it would tell me. Yeah. Excellent. All right, that puts it back to Auric's turn. I guess.
Did you get my second action surge tech?
I didn't. Let's have a look.
You might want to.
I don't want to. So it was and then 16. Cool. Easy done. Whoop. All right.
I'm also going to second wind.
Of course you will. Alrighty. Auric, you're up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a real dumb move on my part. I'm just gonna pulse wave him away because he's gonna rip me to pieces if he comes near me. I don't have anything that's incapacitating. Well, I do, but Sloan's just gonna break him out of it. All right, yeah, I'll.
Sorry.
It's not your fault at all.
What are you doing? Just pulse wave?
Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna do a pulse wave at 3rd level. And that's
How big's the AoE on that?
I guess it would get Sloan probably. I mean, depending on. Oh wait, where's? I don't really. Yeah, we're not.
I'm right up
because-
on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not really using a battle map because this wasn't meant to be a big thing until someone was like, "Ha, let me be a dick."
No, I understand.
Ooh, look at all that damage.
What is the save on this?
It's 18.
18. Right. Hey, Sloan, you might want to take the same save here.
What save is
I
it?
mean,
Con save, right?
yeah, it's con save.
Con save.
DC 18 con save. Oh no, that's 27 points of damage. But you're fine. Well,
Do I
he got
take
hurt.
half? Sean, do I take half or none?
You take half. Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
Right. Let's see what Sloan now does.
He's also pushed. He's pushed 15 feet away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oops.
I'll just do this then. Yeah. There. But you want him outside, don't you? Yeah, but you can't see anything. But right. It's just so I know where he is roughly in my mind. Cool. Sloan,
Mm-hmm.
can I get you to please make a wisdom save?
Absolutely. Normal.
Classic.
Yeah, it's no wisdom save. It's just a tiny voice in the back of your head, but it sounds just like you. Usually there's this big sort of echoey, booming, sort of aggressive tone to it, but this time it's just your voice. Kill them all.
All?
That's the voice you get, and that's just this feeling. You did pass the save, so you're not like going nuts, but just that little thought enters your head.
Okay. He got pushed outside.
Yeah. So don't worry about the battle map. I shouldn't.
Okay.
Just leave it.
Is there any like a table or a door or something that I can push against the archway, or is it just
No,
open?
it's an open thing with nothing inside but a bedroll.
All right. Well, so having heard kill them all, she's gonna shake her head and she's not going to kill her friends, but she is going to try and just keep wailing on this guy.
Okay. You run out.
Yep.
Start hitting him.
Recklessly attacking.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. There's two.
I think it's
Oh,
control and click, by the way, to recklessly attack.
yeah, it did it at disadvantage, but that's okay.
See, 13 points of damage to him. So
And again.
that one actually cuts into him and he starts to bleed a little bit from his chest. So
good,
far everything's
good.
been sliding off him.
Good. Oh shit! I held
yeah,
the button
that's
that
okay.
time. So many. Sorry.
So you sort of slash across and he sort of tries to duck. As you like stab out, he just like bounces off the bone in his hip and he just looks. Is this what you want to run with, cowards? We had a fair fight. They walked away. He's getting angry. They
are not
They
cowards.
interfered.
No, they didn't. They came to help.
Okay. It's his turn. And he's going to reach out to grapple you. And he's going to spend his hero point because he's a good guy.
Oh, he's a good guy?
To auto pass this check. You are grappled.
Cool.
He is then, he reaches out and he grabs you by the shoulder and kicks into your leg. And as you sort of fall, he spins around behind you and grabs you like sort of under the arm up to your throat and by your head, and then shoves you down to the ground and starts just bashing your head into the floor.
Ooh.
Here we go. This is a reckless attack. It didn't roll recklessly. Thank you, game. 20 to hit, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And he's going to yell back to Auric. Again, and I'm losing that.
What was that again? Sorry.
Okay, grumbly voice apparently hard to hear. Move again and I'll break her neck.
Or Auric will shout to Leaf. What did he say?
He said don't move.
Oh, you guys have done
Concede.
a brilliant job here, gentlemen. Brilliant. Excellent work.
Okay. Sloane,
Mm-hmm.
you smacked your head into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Auric, do you give up your turn to stay still?
Mm-hmm.
But okay.
He says quietly into your ear, Sloane, give up. In common.
In common.
Yeah, he can speak a little common.
And I will, is he like around my throat?
Yeah, he's like released the grip a little so you can speak.
Okay. No.
All right, fight back. You can try control of the grapple, or I believe it's not like Pathfinder 3.5. You can actually make attacks while grappled. You're just not in control. You
Yeah.
can't
I'm gonna try and bite him again.
voluntarily. All right, go nuts. You hit. You do 13 points of damage. No, you don't. You're biting. You do a whole 7 points of damage. Woo! Right, he sort of sighs reluctantly. Stop, this is over.
Any voices?
Sure. Make another wisdom save. See how bad this.
Sure.
I had just made it the one, but let's see how we go.
Well, there's that.
You just start hearing the sound of your heart pumping, and this like high-pitched ringing starts echoing in your head, and it's almost like your vision goes red as you just feel this desperate need to kill the person who is assaulting you.
Cool. Can I? Well, no, he had. Well, would I be able to like reach back and like try and like throw him over me?
That would probably be considered controlling the grapple, so you could attempt an athletics check.
Okay,
You also have your Kopesh that you can call on and use.
that's true. I can.
However you see fit, Sloane.
Yeah, let's try. Like, yeah, let's use it.
What are you using?
All right. Hold on. Where's my notes?
I'm enjoying this. This is
Actually,
this is
no, I don't
fun.
think I can't use it yet.
Why
No,
not?
I can't use the magical stuff yet.
You can. From your
Thought
fighter, yeah,
it's-
you can if you want. You just have to use the fighter part first.
All right. I need to. I changed my mind. I'm going to try and control the grapple.
All right, no problem. Make an athletics check.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't think that's going to do it.
I
Nope.
think so either. No, just apparently I can't roll very well either. So, you try to reach back and grab him, and he still like just shakes his head away and just smushes your face into the ground some more. You have one attack left though. You can do something.
Okay. Is my Kopesh still in my hand? Did I drop it?
It's in your hand. It's just like you would have had to drop it for this, but as you let
Yeah.
go, you can quite easily reach down and grab it again.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to reach down, recklessly attack, and just like try and swing it back on top of his head.
Yeah.
See if I crit. Nope.
You hit anyway. So, Jesus, so many dice. I'll tab for 1 second. Right. So that's your attack doing 7 points damage. Cool. All right. It's his turn, and as someone that's proficient, or not proficient, I should say, he's got the fighting style unarmed combat. I believe you now just straight away take D4 points of damage. I'm just going to double check this because again, this is a new thing. I haven't used it before. So at the start of each of your turns, you can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to one creature grappled by you. It doesn't say it's an attack roll. It's just you take straight 1d4 damage at the start of my turn. So kind of cool. You take 2 whole damage.
Oh no.
Thanks, Tasha's.
Thanks,
I think that's-
Tasha's.
One with rage.
Yeah, it is one with rage. Yep.
I guess, well, it's not an attack, right? So he only increases his attack damage when he's raging. So, yeah, 1 whole damage. However, the other part of this thing is it lets me use my unarmed attack doing 1d8 plus strength as opposed to you doing 1 plus strength. So he's keeping up with you in combat right now just because of that.
Yep.
Right. So he is now going to swing at you some more. That's meant to be reckless. I apologize. I will roll it again.
First
Of
one
course.
misses.
Second one misses as well.
Misses.
And his second attack, 19. So,
Yep.
It says it didn't, but it did.
Yeah, because it's not. It's
10
disadvantage.
points of damage. As he just like lifts you up by the head and slams your face into the ground again.
How many points did you say?
15 points of damage. He yells back, "You said she was calm. You said that she wasn't a vicious killer." As she's just screaming incoherently on the ground.
Making a liar out of you guys. Sorry.
Did you just heal for 300?
Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry. I fucked up. There we
I
go.
was like, oh my god, really?
No, no. I'm a god. I'm a god.
Yes, so that's back to you, Leaf. And it ends his turn.
So yeah, Leaf is standing there with his arms crossed, and he just says, "I mean, you came after her friend. I've been trying to end this for such a long time. What do you want, man, out of this?"
I was leaving.
And we still had
Accuser
questions for you.
attacked me.
Let her go.
If she comes at me again, I will kill her. And he lets her go. And if you guys will allow it, since it's not his turn, it's technically Leaf's, he will use the remainder of his movement just to stand up.
I think that's on Sloan.
Well, it's going to get to Sloane's turn in a second. This might end real different.
And Leaf is gonna look at, Leaf is going to walk right down to where the two of them are and just put his hand out for Sloane to help her up. And just says, "Come on, Sloane, this was a failure to communicate."
Auric, are you still staying still? Because he said, "Don't move or I'll break a neck," and you were told not to move. Are you still standing right there?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, so this is the thing. It'd be your turn. So I'm seeing if you're just going to stay there and skip straight to Sloane, or if you're going to do something.
I mean, if he was... I don't want to do anything to him. But if he's going to still react to me moving, then I think Auric would follow orders, feeling very bad. Although I do kind of want to freeze Sloane so she doesn't do anything. But yeah, I think Auric would stay still.
Okay.
Trying not to enrage him more.
Mm-hmm.
With my turn, like I didn't really use like an action or anything. Could I use a persuasion check and a bonus action help with that for Sloane, like to try to talk her down?
I would say that really your persuasion would have been used on the guy, Rokan, and he's kind of like gone, okay, you have been reasonable. He was attacked by Sloane. Yes, he was being a bit smug, but he was attacked by Sloane. Being an asshole is never a good excuse for violence, ladies and gentlemen. Then he had effectively Auric walk up and attack him, because using magic offensively can be considered as nothing else but an attack. So he's also just been trying to end this, and you have been reasonable. And Saros has been sitting in the corner being like, people are crazy. So, yeah, that'll be your turn.
Okay.
So Sloane.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
He let me go, right?
Yes, but you also have that high-pitched ringing in your ears, heart beating hard in your chest.
Still.
Because you asked if there were voices. And
now I know never to ask that again.
And now there is just the echoing feeling of that voice around the ringing, high-pitched squealing in your ears.
Just gonna keep going.
Okay, I did message you one of your options that we talked about in the past.
You did?
In the Zoom call.
Oh, the Zoom call.
Sorry, I should use the Discord. Yes, but
yeah, I think. Yeah.
Now, you want to use that now?
Now, I think it's a good time. Yeah.
Right. So, as she stands up, you see this shadowy essence sort of step backwards out of her, and this image of a huge bear like around her. This shadowy creature. Her same sort of tattoos glowing blue against its sort of dark essence is behind her. And as Sloane, you step forward, what would you like to tell your manifested echo to do?
I would like to... that's not... I forget how it attacks. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I actually...
Have you found it?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Okay. Let me just quickly look up the Unleash Incarnation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can make an extra attack from its position. So you can move it sort of like adjacent to your target, and then whenever you make an attack action, you can ask it to make an attack. So it says, where is it? You can do this as many times per day as your Constitution modifier allows. So
5 times.
so 5 times. And you can make one additional melee attack from its position.
Okay, so yeah, I'll have it come. I'll get it. If I told it to go around behind him, would I get flanking?
We don't. Yeah, sure. We don't really use standard flanking, but sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to break rules.
I let people because advantage is super powerful in 5e. I let people get +2 to hit.
Okay, cool. All right, so I will have it go around, and then we'll just wail on him from both sides. I'll go first, then the echo will go. Now, every time that I hit, does it use one of the? Every time I use that, so I hit once, then it hits, and then I hit again, and it hits again. Is that 2 uses?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
It says you can make 1 additional melee attack, so you can probably only make 1 attack with it per round.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Takes so long.
It's all right. You're learning a new feature. So with advantage. Okay, so have you tried just holding shift and clicking or alt clicking to get the
Alt.
the advantage? Just because there's many dice rolls I have to try to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one hits, doing 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And you all just watch this thing come out of Sloan, and she just walked past, and the shadow form steps in front of him, and then she hacks into his back. Then 20 will hit.
Saros and Leaf probably do a double. One of those double takes at each other, like, that's new, right?
And do you want to use your Manifest Echo, which it says you can make 1 additional melee attack, so
yeah.
I can only assume that it also allows Reckless. So go nuts.
Okay, I'm going nuts.
Cool, 13. So he went from pretty much fine to almost dead. As she like hacks in, and you just see it bite deep into his shoulder, and like it breaks the collarbone, and then she like stabs straight through his back, and it exits his gut. As he looks down, and the shadow creature moves in front, it sort of just raises the same Kopesh high and hacks down, and it just sort of like passes through his body, but he still coughs like a gout of blood, as if it's done the internal damage without making any external mark. And he starts to sink to his knees, and he looks up at Leaf, and there's just this look of "I fucking told you so" in his eyes. Can you trust them? He will attempt to stand up and weakly push Sloan away with a grapple check, I guess. I don't know. I think that's all he can do.
So, do I roll, right?
Yeah, you have to roll with advantage back.
Yeah.
And you win. So he tries to grab you, and you just sort of like just push his hands away. And he throws a like he's almost dead, so a very weak punch out at you.
I'd like to prepare an action if I can. I know I'm out of initiative, but just watching this happen, yeah.
So you take 15 points of damage, Sloan. And then it is probably back to your turn, Auric/Sloan. If Auric's just going to continue staying there, now seeing this thing leave Sloan.
I think.
Am I still in here?
Yeah, you're kind of like right before Sloan.
Okay.
I thought he was before me.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You all can just like neither of you are like in the combat. Just you do your turns, do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Then I'm gonna. Auric, seeing that she's about to kill this man, and not really wanting his bad elf joke to result in the man's death, I'm gonna do momentary stasis on Sloan and try to freeze her in place so he can leave. It's a con save, Sloan, 18.
Make a con save, Sloan, as your friend attacks you in your eyes.
Oh boy. 23.
Yeah, you're fine. Should have done something different.
The squealing starts to, you just realize it's the sound of your voice screaming, this like overlapping, like there's many of you inside your head just all saying, kill them all, kill them all, kill them all, louder and louder and louder. And that's why it's a rising sound as it starts to become almost this incoherent screams.
At the artwork.
It's the new one up?
Whistle
Hell
just put out new artwork
Hell
as well.
yeah.
There was their
Did you
first
leave it up for a little bit there,
Oh, I missed it.
Veg?
That's cool as hell.
So 23 points of damage and that hit. Oh,
Ooh, 23 points.
that's sorry, that was your saving. That was your saving.
That was my saving throw. That was my saving throw.
Ruth, what do you want to do? You would roll an
uh,
attack. Well, I came back, it rolled across my screen.
I'm going to step in between Sloane and the orc, and I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm just going to like try and get eye contact with her, and just say, this is one of the hardest tests that we have to pass, but we do not have to be who they say we are. You're in control. And that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, Sloane, make a wisdom save for me. You can use anything you want to try and make this bit easier for yourself.
Say that again.
You can use anything you want to try to make this one easier for yourself. A coin or
Yeah.
a point or anything.
Yeah.
Want to
Let's
spend a
use
point to
the-
auto pass?
Yep.
Okay. It would be a shame if Leaf died right here.
I know.
Sun's getting real low. Just murdered.
Not
Okay.
again.
Torn
Yeah.
apart by a bear.
So the sword's raised and the sound in your head stops, and you sort of come back to yourself and you see that you have your sword above you, aiming down at Leaf, and he's just standing there with a hand sort of like on your shoulder. And the echo looks to you. How can you be so weak? And it takes a swing at Rotom. Can you make one last attack? There was a sort of slight smile as you, before you started nodding, you're like, yeah, I know, I'm back to it.
Yeah, I'm back, yeah. Reckless or no?
Would you have recklessly attacked if you had continued?
Mm-hmm.
Then it would be a reckless attack. Mhm. Okay. 13 points of damage to the very almost dead man. And he sort of sits there, and then your echo just vanishes, shimmers away, and you kind of just feel its power once again just fill you up. And the feeling that you might have done anything wrong here just kind of gets pushed down by the weight of its shadow.
So still very angry.
Probably a little angry, more content that you got to properly vent your frustration on someone that deserves it, and yes, that you are completely justified in your actions.
Okay. So then I will have heard I'll have heard Leaf. And I'll just hold my Kopesh at my side, still breathing really heavy and speaking into the air as if she's speaking to her echo. That is a mark of strength, not weakness. She'll step back.
Rokan looks to you, Leaf, and clutching at the now gushing wound in his abdomen where he was impaled, he just shakes his head and turns to leave again. Will you let him go?
I will.
Does everyone else let him go?
I'm gonna jog slightly after him as he gets away from the group and just kind of be like, no, hold on. You're going to die out there with a wound like that.
Sort of like turns to you and he's breathing very heavily, just like sweating. Incoming. Thank you.
And I'm just gonna pop 2 cure wounds on him.
Yeah. And as Tharos heals up, big bad orc man, we will take a very short break. See you guys in like 5 minutes. So I hope this goes a bit more smoothly than that did. Alright guys, see you soon. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome back to Roll for Damage. This is the Scales Above, our homebrewed Rise of Tiamat adjacent campaign. Right now, we are very far from the standard Rise of Tiamat plot because they have gone to a place called the Divination Pool, which does not show up in the book at all. But it's been fun. The group tried to murder a prisoner in cold blood, as all good guys do.
The group.
Yes, the group. You stood by and watched. So yes, we're just coming down from that moment. The orc monk Rokan is walking away, and the rest of the party is left wondering what to do. And the priest is just sitting there like, are you using the pools or not? You keep just turning this place into a battleground, and I'd like it to stop.
It wasn't exactly our intention to have so much blood spilled here today. Had we not walked into an ambush within your temple, perhaps none of this would have necessarily happened, good sir.
You sound like you're blaming me for people being able to go invisible. Fuck you. Firstly, this is my home, and I was terrified.
Well, I'm just surprised that so many people carrying large spools of chain, while invisible, were able to walk their way into the temple.
Just throws up his hands. Do you want to use the pools or not? Honestly, you could leave. It's fine.
No, I believe we still have things that we need to look for. Assuming there are no other surprises waiting for us.
If they're still waiting somewhere in the wings here, they've got some patience.
Just wait for them to finish this conversation, then we'll attack. All right, so he goes to get his book and set everything up again. He's like throwing glances at Saros every now and again, like, who does he think he is? Shaking his head. You guys probably have. Well, you can take a bit of a break if you want to sit and rest, and maybe a short rest, or you can get right into this. It's up to you.
Can we take
I'd like to rest.
Can we take like an hour-long short rest so I can probably cast Prayer of Healing like 6 times?
I meant to have a discussion with you about that freaking Prayer of Healing.
It's just cure wounds, but it affects everybody. But it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Yeah, go for it. Cool.
Yeah. We're probably gonna need a lot of these, so let's just cast like 3 of them at 3rd level, and then 2 of them at 2nd level.
So, as you're all getting healed up, sitting in a circle, do you want to chat about anything, or just sort of you all sit there and kind of have like a sullen silence at this weird set of circumstances that's happened over the last few hours?
Sloan is not talking.
I think Leaf would look over at Sloan and be like, "Are you all right?"
Yes.
All right.
And then that was all the conversation that was had at that hour-long short rest, and everyone healed 81 hit points. I guess everyone is very uncomfortable at the whole situation.
Are we going to discuss the fact that we almost murdered a unarmed, mostly innocent prisoner?
He deserved it.
I'll admit that he deserved certainly a smack or two upside the head. Certainly that isn't why I did not interfere in any way, but I believe that tumbled, I would say, dramatically out of control.
Did you hear the lies that he was telling?
I heard him say many things. I also saw some things that I have more than a few questions about. Looking at Sloan.
Some of us made a lot of bad choices there. But I think what we need to focus on is these pools, or the pool. Nia's still out there. I think we can address these things when we are in less urgent of a situation.
It is.
Mistakes were made.
It's true.
I did nothing wrong.
I stand by what I said to him, which I'm realizing now that most of you did not understand what we were talking about. But he came here swinging some accusations around at Sloan and Nia as well. I mean, I don't know. There's a saying back where I'm from that says, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And he certainly started something when he came here. So no, Sloan, I don't think you did anything wrong. And he did walk away in the end. And so when he goes back to the pillars, I'm sure he won't say it like this, but the only thing he's got to report is that they sent a kingdom after a girl who needs nothing but help and a woman who is willing to kill for her friends. And I mean, if those are the charges that they're bringing you up on, then we're all guilty. So let him come.
There's a small I'm ready. Are you? We're still doing this, right? And he just points to all the runes on the floor around the pool.
What shall we do first?
Yes. Do you have anything you're intending to see?
Oh, Auric was saying that to them. Like, what should
Yes,
we do
but
first?
I'm
We
also
came
standing
here
right here.
for a purpose. To find out where this Niran Vane and his dragon are. Well, presumably where Niran Vane and his cult are more precisely, but I suspect wherever they are, the dragon will follow.
So if that's what you're searching for, just all stand around the pool. Everyone needs to be of one mind and concentrate really hard on your question. Even if you can like chant the same wording in your mind, that would help. And well, you've been through this before. Hand in the pool, drink the water. I do a chant. Everything's quite easy. It is tiring. When you're ready, take your positions. And once you've finished the first journey, we will, see how the next one goes.
Before we start, Auric will pass to each one of you. I'm going to upcast Fortune's Favor to Nova. Would I have been able to do Arcane Recovery during that hour-long break to get...
Does it say short rest? You can do it on a short rest? Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you. So I'm going to cast it at 5th level so that I can get all of us with it. So, and Auric will just go to each one of you individually, and the orb will come out and he'll tap you on the forehead, and you'll see that familiar sensation, for those of you who have experienced it, of infinite possibilities.
Oh God, here we go.
You
Before-
also,
And Sale warned them, like maybe he's learned a little bit about cause and effect. This I have in the past cast, and he'll look to Leaf, cast this on you with little warning.
Oh no, come on.
Before you
was-
do mine, I'm not a magical person. How can I help with this?
It is
Oh, are you asking me?
Who else would I be asking?
Well, you don't need to be magical. It just needs to be 4 souls resonating.
I don't need magic powers.
No, you seem to have them. Given what I've just... Look, I'm not going to get into that one. You will be fine.
this may be uncomfortable at first.
As he touches each in the forehead, the usual rush of possibilities is a bit weird this time because more or less it's just a lot of visions of you all slumped by the pool. Because that's where you are, that's what you'll be doing. So you don't really see much more past that. There's 2 or 3 where, and this is only for you, Sloan, where you leave your friends, you track down an orc and you murder him in the woods. But other than that, everything is more or less the same. And for the rest of you, there's usually 4 of you around the pool. There's a couple where there's only 3. That's it. A bit different than normal.
As he finishes this up, I would also like to cast Bless on the party. As I guess we're still in the middle of the day, but I kind of imagine it as like you can kind of see the stars in the daylight sky, kind of like shining down starlight through the broken cracks in the temple ceiling.
Auric would have paused before casting that on Saros to kind of give him an eyes of.
And yeah, he gives you a kind of we need all the help we can get. Look, I don't like this any more than you do.
Yeah, as you bless him, he'll do this on you, and we're both like, oh, gross.
Yeah. All right. So you guys pass your magic back and forward, and take out your positions around the pool.
Let's get crunk.
Thank you.
No,
So you each stand in a rune, much like you did before, and you drink from the cup while the priest's voice echoes softly around the chamber. Your eyes feel heavy as you all slowly sink to the floor with one hand in the pool. You feel yourselves falling, and before everything fades to black, firstly, what are you all thinking about? What is the exact question in each of your minds, starting from Auric?
He'll be thinking about the narrow vein and the dragon and their location, specifically like trying to visualize them.
Okay. Saros.
Where is Neron Vein?
Sloan.
Where's Nia?
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll an insight check on you. I should have done it.
I know, right? I didn't.
Leaf.
I think he would. I think Leaf's mind would also be going to Nia after that conversation.
We're not using it right.
Dang it.
Can I get everyone to make Constitution saving throws, please?
Don't forget your D4s.
I have to get my pen and paper for this one. Ugh. Let's see how we go. So we've got 28 from Sloan. Wait, how did you get plus 10? Jesus.
That con is 20.
Okay, let me go through this Auric, buddy. So you got
Guess
5.
I'm gonna use my own personal thing.
Yeah,
So
so
I'll use my thing too.
you have a total
My
of
fortune's
8.
favor.
Leaf had a total of 8. Yeah, use Fortune's favor. Let's see how this goes.
It's gonna be the worst.
How long does that
Are
last?
you
Jim?
kidding?
Oh, no.
A little better.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we've got
It lasts an hour, so everyone knows. So
Auric's at
no.
what, 7 now? I think. Cool. And then we
Does it
got
continue if you die?
Leaf at 15. We've got who else? Saros rolled like a 23, I think.
Yeah.
Saros.
technically, I got a 10. With less.
We both, didn't you roll bless already before and get like a 1? Or did I not see that?
I mean, I redid it with the reroll.
Okay. I guess.
Or you could take the first one, which was a 3.
Yeah.
So it's 1 less. So it's a 9.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
9.
Doesn't matter. I failed.
Yes, either way you failed. And I am just where is Sloan? I can't see Sloan on my list here. 28.
Oh man, can't wait to trip out on some pool goo.
You have to find better ways to phrase things.
Ooh, goo.
28. Right.
Blowing my mind, man.
Can I also
This is actually an Obelix.
can I also get a wisdom save for everyone? These are 2 different effects.
Oh,
This is to see how tired you will get.
My worst stats.
Again, you still get a 1d4 on these.
Oh,
For God's sake. 0. I got a 0.
Oh no.
Okay.
Get with the T. Oh,
Oh, so 3.
I got a 3.
Oh, Mike.
Okay, so let me just double check all this. So for the wisdom saves, Sloan got a 13. Cool. Whiz.
Where am I getting 2 5s from in that save?
I don't know. I don't think it's meant to be 28 either.
It should be 23.
Yeah. The same thing happened to. Yes, the words that are hard. I imagine it's your proficiency, actually. It is your proficiency, isn't it? Your proficiency is 5 now? At your level? No, it should be 4. Whatever. I'm going to stop questioning it.
No, it's 5.
Auric got 17.
Plus 4.
Yeah.
So 21.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. Yeah, that's right. 28 is correct.
And Leaf got a grand total of 3. Excellent.
Wrong.
So,
Man, I'm so good at using these pools.
So good.
It crushed my rolls, man.
as you tumble into the endless pool of divine magic, you look up and you see your body is slumped, unseeing eyes staring back at you as everything fades to black. You come to and you're floating in the air above a ruined temple, and you sort of like rush down like you're falling to the ground, but you don't impact, you just kind of stop. A ruined temple at the edge of a mountain. Its once grand roof has been smashed in. You're standing on the outside, but you can see like the wreck of the roof. Narenvain is standing a couple 100 meters in front of you, and he is talking to Kinora. He hands over a masked helmet in the shape of a dragon visage. Bound on the floor between them is Nia's unconscious form. She is lifted by a figure in dark plate armor who carries her into the temple. And a shadow passes overhead, and you can hear the flapping of great wings. Kinora turns to Narenvain. If the girl is what you say she is, then she has regained her strength tomorrow. I will see if she can survive the process. She would be invaluable, so much potential. And everything sort of fades back for a second and swims. Seems like a little bit of time has passed, and a large-scale creature swoops down without ever touching the ground, drops 2 elven figures to the floor in front of Kinora. 2 attendants in purple robes bring out a crystalline urn. Crystalline? Whatever. With a roiling black form inside it. They place it on a table that's been set up and move to one of the elves. They tie a rope around one of their wrists and they extend the arm out over the table. Kinora nods to Narenvane, who draws a longsword and with an elegant flourish and a slashing motion takes the arm off just above the elbow. Kinora looks to the elf. You, I think, deserve something special. Why don't we play with some fire, And she draws a small bottle from her robes and unstoppers it. And a fire elemental forms up in front of her. And it's at that moment that you all wake up from this first vision.
Oh, that's a lot of bad wrapped in bad. Oh.
Can I just get perception checks to sort of, as you guys were saying, you could have like looked around a little bit. And I just want to see if you guys, like any extra details you might kind of just get as you're kind of coming back to.
Oh, that was almost so good.
Do I get to add bless to this? Attack roll saving throw? No.
As you wake up, this like the shadows on the floor, the sun has moved in the sky. It'd be like almost the end of the hour.
21.
Cool. There's so many dice. 21 is the only one that will do it. So there's about 20 to 30 attendants there. About a quarter of them are some sort of. They look, for the life of them, similar to Leaf. They have like furred bodies. One of them is scaled. They are humanoid animal creatures.
So this is in the temple in the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's quite a lot at that temple. Fire elementals, dragon cultists, those furry beasts. That's not going to be a place that we can just storm the gates on.
Anyone recognize it?
Did we recognize it?
You guys can roll history checks if you're from this region or have been here before extensively.
If it's a temple, could I roll religion to see if I recognize what kind of temple?
Sure. I feel like you could do that. I feel like the only person that might have maybe Auric's traveled through here for long enough to count. I think your little...
This wouldn't be during the Teros and Leaf crime spree.
I think your little dalliances would not count enough here. So I'll allow a history check from Auric and a religion check from Leaf. Auric 20 and 18. I'll say you guys learn more or less the same thing. There are several temples set up throughout the forest. Most of them have been overrun or damaged at this point because the elves kind of have claimed this forest as their own and let these others just fall into disrepair. The known old temples here, there is one to... God, my brain's forgetting the name. Tiamat. There is one to Bahamut. There is one to Tyr. There is one to Moradin. And there's one to the elven god Caroline. Yep.
There are plenty of ruined temples like that in this forest. To several gods. I believe there's one for Tiamat, which seems like a prime choice.
That'd definitely be one worth checking.
Yeah.
There's only two temples that stand by mountains. One is Tiamat and one is Moradin.
The two options are Tiamat's, which seems like a good choice unless they are trying not to be conspicuous, or Moradin's, which is also near a mountain. My understanding of the region.
I certainly did not see any dwarves milling about in that dream.
Didn't see any obvious iconography, so I'm not sure.
Right.
What are they going to do to Nia?
Before we continue, this wave of exhaustion starts coming over you. And I have to see how badly this has tired you out. So, anyone that passed their constitution check can ask for a reroll. So, I believe it was Saros. I wrote Saros twice because I'm an idiot. Saros and Sloan.
Yeah.
Good job, mate.
We can get a
Nothing like it is so
reroll on what though?
On the levels of exhaustion you're about to get. So, firstly,
Oh.
Auric, enjoy
Oh,
gaining
jeez.
D3, so 1. Lucky you. Leaf, I'm just going to roll a D6 and half because it's easier.
Oh,
You get 2 levels of exhaustion. Sloan, you get 2, but you can ask for a reroll if you want.
yes, please.
You have to accept the second result, and you're right now right in the middle. It can go up or down.
Go big, go home.
Another wisdom save?
No, this is just a
No,
straight.
Oh,
is just
this. Oh,
here
this
is you just
okay.
tell me to reroll if you want to risk getting the lower, but you can
Do
also
it.
get higher.
Do
All
it.
right.
Fuck!
Oh no!
3 levels of exhaustion. If you use the pool again, it could kill you. And
I mean, that
lastly,
makes sense.
Saros.
I have never been level 3 exhausted. What the fuck does
It's
that even
not
do?
good.
Yeah, well, thanks.
1 point to Saros. Cool.
Reroll.
Oof.
Reroll?
Reroll. No.
I was like, wait, what? Okay.
Hurt me. Hurt me.
Hurt me harder. Oh,
This is not that type of roleplay. Okay.
disadvantage on ability checks. Wow.
Yeah, it
And
does
hit me
get
with
really
your
bad.
Dirty boots.
Stop. Right. So just going to exhaustion. So for Sloan, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws,
As well
which
as
means-
ability checks.
as well as ability checks, and your speed is high.
I mean, that
Everyone
only
else-
makes sense after all the fighting she did.
Yeah.
It makes sense story-wise.
So now what we're going to do is decide if you guys are going to use the pool again, because I think you wanted to find out where the dragon had come from.
Do we have to do it again?
Yeah, what do you mean? I feel great.
Ugh.
If you don't feel up to it, Sloan, we do have a place to go off of that first one.
That did kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone for us.
I would prefer if we didn't have to, but I leave the decision to you.
Could always come back.
Technically, you guys get to make new saves to pass against the pool. And Sloan, when it comes to rolling the exhaustion effects, you do have a hero coin to save you from another high roll.
To burn it,
So,
right?
yeah.
Because I already used my hero point.
Yeah. So, who wants to roll the dice? I believe it was go big or go home.
I love going big.
I mean, it's hard to turn down free information.
Okay.
It's a cost.
Okay. Do you all take positions again?
Reluctantly.
And looking for where the dragon came from?
Which dragon?
Good question.
Okay.
The green one
The
we
green
saw,
one.
correct? I feel like any sort of insight figuring out how the cult, if it is the cult who is bringing these dragons back, might give us a way to stop them from continuing to do it.
So we
Yes.
think of it green dragon.
Where the green dragon came from.
Where the green dragon came from. Okay.
Okay.
Who still has their fortune's favor? All right, I will recast because it's not concentration, which is wild to me. I will recast it on me and Leaf. So I'll cast it 3rd level to get it for both of us.
We'll also recast bless.
Okay, so
And you know what? Let me just quickly look at exactly how Death Ward works and whether or not I should be casting that on Sloan.
Sounds
Good
like a good
call.
spell. I like the name.
Yes,
Frickin' call.
please.
well, I
the
think
name.
Death Ward, when you drop, like you get hurt to drop below, it puts you at 1 hit point. But you read that. While he's reading that, can I get everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Okay.
When the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Do
I mean,
it.
it's really a DM's call on
It's just
that.
like, give it
I'm
to
ready.
This is what I cast walking into this place when I was like, we're for sure walking into a trap.
me. Okay. So, all right. So you Death Ward, Sloan. Yeah.
Yeah, which I imagine because of my brush with the ferryman, this visually looks like Saros kind of like, you know, because he's always kind of like pulling in the starlight and stuff, but this is almost like he's wrapping the ferryman's cloak around Sloan in like a kind of spectral ethereal guise before it like fades into her.
Do you want me to flavor this one?
Oh sure.
As you cast the spell and it leaves like your hand, because usually this doesn't really have much of a visual, but as you sort of move your hand in to form a component, from it, it's like shimmering black form settles down on the floor and then stands upright, and it is a simulacrum of the ferryman, who takes a step forward towards Sloan and then, whirls his cloak around your shoulders and clasps it at your neck. He looks back to you, Saros, and nods, and then disappears, and the cloak sort of just like settles against your form, Sloan.
And you can see like Saros kind of shudders at this.
Yep.
Just
All
that
right.
too.
Let's see who failed their checks. Of course.
Oh, sorry, I haven't rolled here. Con save, is this?
Yep. So Leaf got an 18. Sloan got a
20.
Auric got a 23. Did you roll a disadvantage, Sloan?
No.
I got a nat 20.
I'll roll again.
Sarah's rolled a 20.
Okay, still a 20.
Okay, you are too good at that. And now a wisdom save, please, to see if you can maintain your concentration on what you're doing.
Hell yeah. Well, probably not, but
That's not bad, actually.
it's really not bad. I don't know if it's the same. If it's high enough, but it's not bad for a disadvantage.
Another second natural 20.
Can you start,
okay.
please?
I would like them to have been earlier.
Saros, you got a 26, and what did Leaf get? Leaf is muted right now.
The 14. Do I get blessed on this too?
Yeah.
In case.
Yep.
Another 18.
14. 18. Nice, guys. It's like mostly passes.
Are we all supposed to be using the D4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I haven't been using that. Okay, so I got a 17 for my wisdom.
Okay. Cool. Right. So, once again, everything starts to fade away. You find yourself falling. You see your bodies above you. And this time, you feel the ground shake and you'll hit like the floor. You land on your back, your eyes open with a snap. There's a sound of tremendous roaring that just shakes the earth. Thunderous impacts around you shatter the ground and throw up plumes of dust and earth. As you stand and look around, you see two armies. You're standing on sort of like a ridgeline looking down. They're fighting in a caldera. One in this like dark plate and purple robes, which you sort of recognize from the cult. The other in shining steel and wearing many colors. You can see symbols that are sort of nations you know, some you don't. Stand at the center of the conflict is a monster more massive than anything has any right to be. It's almost a mile in height and twice as long. Its massive bulk casting a shadow over the battlefield as 5 heads swing about, gouging chunks from the armies around it and biting dragons out of the air. As you look up and see the sky, the air is swarming with thousands of the forms of dragons, just different shapes, sizes, colors. At that moment, one swoops down, huge and black, 60 feet long, with a wingspan almost to match. On its back is a rider wearing a helmet, much like the one you saw Nerenvain pass to Kinora. It's shaped like a dragon. The dragon vomits a gout of acid across a charging regiment of spearmen, who will die horrifically, melting in agonizing moments till nothing but armor and spearheads remain. The masked wearer holds a hand over his head and hurls a frozen orb, which detonates within a pack of archers. As the frozen fog billows out in its wake, statues that were once elves stand with the icy stillness before they're shattered by the dragon's trailing tail as it flies over them. At that moment, the smell of ozone fills the air and there's a loud crack which echoes out even above the cacophonous combat. 7 beams of magic spear out into the massive, multi-headed draconic form. Waves of power wash out as it stands frozen, still trapped by coils of power. A pulse wave rushes out from Tiamat, and men are flung into the sky. Another pulse, more powerful than the last, reaching further afield, and bodies start to rain down at the ground around you with a crunch. You turn to find shelter somewhere, and Sloane, you see someone that looks pretty much like yourself, wreathed in shadows, standing by a cave mouth. What would you like to do?
I'm sorry, what?
You see someone that looks like you, wreathed in shadows, standing by a cave mouth. You all recognize this person as more or less Sloane, with the exact same shadows you saw her with earlier today, standing by a cave mouth, and people are rushing into it, and she's ushering people in. What would you all like to do as you start feeling the ground vibrate and the waves of power rushing out, throwing people around? I'm just gonna do this right now.
Fuck. Can I go talk to myself?
Yeah, Auric would
I
just say
don't
to everyone, this vision seems to have become more corporeal than the last. We must go.
Is that me?
So you all start running for the cave?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Doesn't, actually.
We in danger here?
well,
Who else? Who doesn't run?
I don't think Saros
Auric would
does.
stop if everyone doesn't run. He would turn
Okay, so
back to
Sloane starts running. Auric starts running. Leaf, do you run?
No, Leaf is looking up at Tiamat, and like his hat, he just like takes his hat off and is just kind of staring stunned at this just huge flock of dragons in the sky.
And then you're standing by his side there. Saros?
Yeah, I think I see them run, and I kind of go, like, start instinctually going with them, and then stop, and I'm like, we're in a dream. This is a vision. This has already happened. I'm not in harm here. I came here to learn.
Okay.
Internally.
Leaf,
Auric
make
would
a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, Auric would have stopped slightly and like at least shouted for them after he's like, they're not listening. Something's happening. Come with us.
27.
All right, you're going to take half damage here.
May I use evasion?
To take no damage.
Yes.
Uh,
I am a Rogway.
I feel okay. So this happens, and you jump back, and you see the earth in front of you like crack, and things get thrown into the sky, and you will take a couple points of damage now, but not as much as you're going to. Both you and Saros take the same amount as these rocks just start whipping up and smacking you in the face. 12 points of damage, and you start bleeding, and like you feel it and you can see it, and it fucking hurts.
Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah, Auric would, this is where Auric would be like, the vision is becoming corporeal, come.
Yeah, and Leaf will stumble backwards, like hat back on, and then just start running.
Okay, because you guys waited, I want you guys to make one more dexterity saving throw each now. Because we might not. Everyone else can get, like Auric and Sloan get in, but the others might not make it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
I thought, yeah, me too.
Don't forget your 1d4.
Oh.
And you got your
fortune favor.
Okay, you guys pass, but people behind you aren't so lucky, and you just see people hitting the ground and just shattering on the floor as they're falling from quite a height. You run as fast as you can. You enter the cave, and Sloan, you find yourself running into a building. The rest of you blink to black, and you just see yourself standing outside a building, just watching Sloan. Sloan, you are covered in blood, and the only thought you have is that you are protecting someone and chasing someone else, someone dangerous, someone that you had to stop. You see a man ahead of you wearing chainmail and heavy furs, an axe in one hand, as he reaches into a glass cabinet that holds a massive khopesh. From somewhere off to the side, you and the man are tackled almost simultaneously. Glass shatters as the cabinet is destroyed, and wood gives way as you hit the wall of the building and you roll through the snow. Snow? Yeah, snow. Roll initiative, please. Just Sloan.
I already fought tonight.
No breaks for Sloan.
No.
She goes from one duel to another seamlessly.
Yeah.
This is your eternity.
Nova, can I use
Rolling
my
initiative
heal?
in her dreams.
My heal before we do this?
You can.
Okay. And there's no active encounter right now.
No, there won't be. Just one sec. But yes, get ready to rumble. Where is he? That one. Cool. I'm just going to create the active encounter for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep. There it is. All right.
Whoops. Yep, I accidentally deleted it. But here we go. So, you are tackled, and this man is like on top of you with a sword like raised to stab down. But you get strike first. Go nuts.
I don't know what's happening. Okay. Do I have my khopesh with me? Is this in the past? No?
You have a short sword. You do 1d6
The fuck?
strength. I know.
Okay. Well, I'm
Dreams.
going to. It's like this big in her hand, right?
Yeah.
She's going to draw and just try and like slash across his chest.
All right, make 2 attacks.
Do I still use the khopesh?
1 second. Let me have a look at your sheet. I'll help you out. You're better off just using the hand axe, so the same damage.
The hand axe. Okay.
Yep.
Where is? I don't see it. Inventory. Oh, there we go. Got it. Oh, fuck.
I saw that. 19 to 1.
Oh.
Since you've rolled a 1, you go to stab out, and he locks his arm around, so your blade slides across his back, and he traps the arm, disarming you. And you're going to lose your second attack, and he tries to stab down at you. Let me just get his attack up.
Sloan, don't forget you're also super exhausted.
Oh I
take
should have.
disadvantage on everything.
Shit. No, I should have. Oh yeah.
Well,
that's
it
true.
couldn't be
You can't
lower.
really roll any worse than you did, so I
was
didn't
gonna
want to
say
bring it up
again.
at the moment.
Wait, I need to add my my health factors.
He hits you for 18 points of damage as he stabs down and then just pushes. I know it says spear, it's a sword. Pushes down into you with this sort of blade that shimmers a little bit with magic. You take the hit, and as you're sort of looking around trying to find a way out of this, you're going to have to make another attack. But you see about 15 feet behind you, because you're laying on your back, glint in the snow, metal and glass, and the pommel and grip of a large sword familiar to you, laying in the snow.
Okay. All right. I want to try. Like he still has my arm behind his back, right?
Yeah. He's got your weapon trapped. You can't use it. You have to
Alright,
punch him
so-
or disarm him or something.
Yep. I want to try and like roll over on my shoulder and kind of like sit up and lean into that the grapple and try and push him back.
Try to control the grapple with either an acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Athletics always, but disadvantage. Well, no, this would be a straight roll, right?
Yep, because you yes, because you're raging technically.
Am I? Oh, I don't have any rages left.
Then you're not raging, so be at disadvantage. You're still very, very exhausted from everything that's going on.
Yep.
Got gift of
17.
Fortune's favor too.
Thank you.
So if you want to use Fortune's Favor, because that allows a reroll usually, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reroll.
If you want to use it, I'll let you use your first roll, because it would have been a flat roll, and you would beat this guy. If you don't use it, he's going to beat, and because he's got 23.
I'll use it.
Okay, so you roll aside and push him away, breaking the grapple. Where you can move freely now.
I am going for that handle in the snow.
Okay, going for the hand of the snow. As you move away, it's like you hear him say, "Hexen, some help here, please."
Yeah, I'm diving for the for the sword.
You jump for the sword and you land and your face hits the snow, and as you stand up, water dripping from your face, the dust settles and you look outside the cave where the five-headed beast now is.
I'm sorry.
I know.
What?
Someone failed a wisdom save. What's happening here? Who knows? Now 5 separate dragons have been forced apart from the main beast. Massive and powerful. The green dragon sits there. It's roaring. It's trying to move and can't. A portal opens up behind it where tendrils of clawing shadow reach out and pull it into darkness. The red dragon roars a gout of fire into the air and is sucked into the ground where a portal has opened, billowing flame reaching from the mouth of this doorway to somewhere else. The black is targeted by elves. It is forcefully transformed into a giant horned beetle, adorned with lines of elven script. The blue and white writhe. They thrash and break free of their bonds, flying into the sky, scattering lesser dragons. Ancient dragons next to them look like nothing, tiny. The army of nations cheers momentarily. With Tiamat broken, they believe they've won. But the earth begins to shake. The sheer magnitude of the magics unleashed here has destabilized the caldera, and it's collapsing. Boulders start falling, and there's impacts all around you. You might all just want to make deck saves to run like hell.
Me too.
Everybody, you're there as well. You just
Yeah, okay.
being jumping from vision to vision.
Don't
Yeah.
forget that bliss.
What did we say? Dex saving throws?
Mm-hmm.
How does that fortune's favor work? Just a straight
It's a
reroll?
reroll. Straight reroll.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that right now.
I got 10.
Got an 18.
Okay. So, Sloane's the one that matters as well. So, as you're running, you all look to the side as a bouncing boulder just smashes into Sloane's head. And you all simultaneously black out for a second. You, again, are watching Sloane on the ground. She grips the weapon. Sloane, you feel a heat rush through and a voice echoes through your mind, sounding like your own. Your end approaches, and the souls of all you have slain weigh on you. How will you be judged in the afterlife, do you think? And it waits for a response.
I did what had to be done.
Okay. I could still make your life worth something. My brethren and I cannot help. Demons stand at the edge of reality, and the four who lead them will consume and destroy until nothing remains. Truly nothing. An endless void. No stars, no world. Empty. Accept my strength, and maybe you can avert the apocalypse. There'll be a price, but I will ease it for you. Do you accept? And you can hear behind you footsteps crunching in the snow as two men charge from behind at you as you'll fall on the floor.
Still talking to this voice. So if I accept whatever it is you're offering, the world doesn't end?
Perhaps together we can give it a fighting chance.
My friends are there. Yes.
Sloane, you stand up and start running into town, this khopesh in hand, because you were standing at the edge of a village. This red rage descends on you. You are shaking with energy, and detaching from you is this shadowy creature next to you, and it just starts running into buildings, and you just see bodies thrown through walls. You cut down anyone that tries to leave. You don't pay attention to who they are, what they are, men, women, children, everything dies in the streets. You reach the far end of town. There's just the two brothers facing you. And you smile at them. The younger charges at you. You sidestep, and with one massive lunge, you stab the khopesh into his chest. And when you tear it out, he falls down dead. Someone you recognize that you fought recently is standing opposite you. And in a rage, he charges you and knocks you from the edge of a cliff. He catches himself on the ledge, and you fall, tumbling into the water below, your hand never releasing its grip on the khopesh. The rest of you are standing on this cliff edge, just looking down, watching as the body floats away. You snap back to somewhere else. You're no longer in the caldera. You're sitting in a room. A elven woman with sort of a golden armor, red hair, sits at a desk with an open book in front of her. and someone is recounting a story to her. Someone that you've seen the image of on certain waystones and signposts when you're traveling. It's the countenance of Domenicos, the god of travel. This woman looks up at him. Dominic, what happened next?
Well, it was a bit of a gong show, to be quite honest with you. We entered into the Shadowfell, and well, we were tasked by Kuranos to hunting this kind of beast, shadow dragon of some sort that we had ran into before. But oh man, we didn't think it was going to be quite as much of a fight as it was. The battle raged on for quite a while, and well, we thought we had it with a bit of Kuranos' help, but when we fought this creature, the shadow, it healed away from its body around the time that we were almost done with it, and underneath some kind of massive green dragon, we thought it was a beast of the Shadowfell itself, but it ran as fast as it could the moment it escaped whatever it was that was containing it in there. We wanted to chase it, but we didn't have the time. We had way more pressing matters than to deal with at the time.
Do you think it was one of her heads?
I mean, that's a lot of what they. Well, it's a lot of what they led us to believe afterwards. Certainly, we know that something bad is coming, something real bad. I don't know if it's that or if it's something a lot worse, Sarah.
The souls of the dead have told many stories. Apparently, it's wreaking havoc in the material plane. Thousands of elves are dying. Do you have any emissary you can send? Any help you can give?
My champion, Felix. We sent him down to try and warn them about what was happening, but well, last I saw him was at the edge of the Feywild. We haven't had much of a chance to chat since.
As she opens her mouth to respond to you, you all wake up by the pools. Sloane, you have a massive headache because you were hit in the head with a fairly large rock. Your body is hurt pretty bad from falling from a cliff. I'm going to roll some damage now, and I apologize in advance, because that was about a 60-foot drop at the least.
Okay.
It's okay, you got Death Ward.
That's true.
Okay.
Clutch move.
So, and then I'm going to add a little bit because someone charged you from the edge. So, if I remember correctly, it's a d6 per 10 feet. Is that right? So make it 66, usually.
Yep.
I'm just going to add a little bit from someone charging you. That's not too bad. 20 damage is nothing. You can take that. All right. I almost said 200 feet, and I was like, oh, that seems a bit rude. So there's that. You guys did take the damage from the rocks hitting you in the face. Everything that happened to you more or less happened to you. You wake up around the pool. Everything that was said you all saw together, just not all of you always active in any memory.
Was that was no dream.
This is the most powerful source of divination magic in the material plane. But this answers many theories and creates new questions. As he looks over at Sloane.
Auric, you take 2 points of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Saros. Also, Auric, you did pass. If you want me to reroll that, I can.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh
Okay.
wait, you gave
Yeah.
me 2? Okay, yeah.
You said yeah, so you
Yeah,
now
I
get 3. You get 3 points of exhaustion. So
Fuck
you're now
yeah.
totaling 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Leaf.
Oh,
Would you like me to reroll since you did pass? 18 was the threshold.
yes, please.
There you go. You only get 2 now.
Only at 4 levels of exhaustion.
God.
Saros. I believe you did not pass this one. So
The
you
con save or the wisdom?
The con.
Oh, yeah,
con.
yeah,
You
yeah.
only, you only get 1, so that's fine. And then
Easy
lastly,
breezy.
Sloane.
Oh my
That's
god.
3.
Oh,
Would you like me to reroll? Would you like me to reroll?
yes, please. Oh.
If that had been another 3.
Right.
And that's why we take Death Ward as a spell.
Yeah. Kids.
As you all feel this wave of exhaustion crash over you, and all eyes turn to Sloane. Leaf, you're wearing a ring, right?
My ring is gone.
Not
The
that
hell?
ring. Who gave you a ring recently?
Sips.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You hear a small voice. Guys, I think I found her. And with that, we'll end the session.
No.
She didn't swear nearly enough.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Should have immediately been like, where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to imitate Sips too much, right? It's just
Yeah.
there's like a 90% chance Dingo's here next week to play as Sips as you guys all head into the final bit. You probably got a day or so's travel, so you'll be able to heal up and see
A
how
day?
this goes.
Yeah. Level 3.
GPK.
So you now know what's coming.
all of our deaths.
Yep.
You have some things you can still learn as you move and talk, and unfortunately, it needs to be sitting out. Yeah,
So did I hear it right? The black dragon got turned into a giant horned beetle
yeah.
With elven script on it.
with elven script on it. Oh
Yeah.
man, awesome.
I love that. It's cool.
The-
Beatles.
So for those who are a bit confused, what's happening was someone failed a save, and there was a D4 roll to see whose memories they go crashing through, and it happened to be Sloane, which was pretty fitting for the day that has happened. Where it's just been like,
Yeah.
let's see what happens to Sloane today. So yeah, there's
You punched her body and then you punched her mind.
Mhm.
I think I punched her soul at the end there a little bit.
My
But
heart.
so all the things that she's been saying are lies being spread apparently are
Fucking true.
true.
That Kopesh is cursed AF. Hey?
First
Yeah.
AF.
Sounds like
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was very exposition heavy, with a side of punching an orc.
With a
I'm
side of
sorry. I'm sorry, Whistle, for everything. Deal
I
with
was like,
this.
oh man, Shelby really like lucked out because you can't kill her while she's not here.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, but I can set her up to be killed.
Yeah. So yeah, she's joining Kinora's furry army, so that's fine. Right. Okay. Since we've got a little bit of time, I'll do a very quick favorite moments around the table, and then we'll sign off and pass on a raid to someone. So to start with, we'll do it in the opposite order that we've been doing things. I'll go Leaf. Can you just tell us what your favorite moment was that you had tonight about your character?
Yeah, I think I was pretty pleased that Leaf got to have a very brief moral victory over the orc. I felt like he did a really good job and pretty much had his mind changed about the whole situation. I was like, I'm going to send this guy off. He's going to go back to the pillars and be like, we were wrong about that crew. We should actually have them join us. That was a fun conversation. And even better than that is, as usual, Leaf is entirely wrong. There is only one way that when Leaf feels confident about something that it can go, and it is the wrong way. So staying very true to form.
I think you did good. I was happy with that. Like, you tried your best to do something. It was also really nice you calming down Sloane. I really liked that moment. That was really, really good. Like, you refused to believe there could be something bad in your friend. Yes, hashtag Leaf Dad. Leaf is the dad of the party, and Saros is the mum of the party.
Yeah, we are mom and dad for sure.
And they've just got
mom
Shitty
characters,
uncle.
it turns out.
You've just got 3 wacky children, I think. Does anyone else
Shitty
have
uncle.
a shitty uncle? Okay. Chat and players, is there anything you guys want to say was your favorite moment from Leaf that wasn't that one?
I loved what he said to Sloane. That was just so perfect, and I cannot wait to go back and watch that again.
I really loved just seeing all the dragons and like the sky full of dragons, and just taking off this moment of taking off your hat and stuff. I was just like, oh, this is heavy for Leaf. Like, just the way you said it, the cadence that you said it, I was like, oh, this is a big moment. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Those moments were great.
Okay. Next along, then we have Sloane. What was your favorite moment for yourself today?
Oh man, let's see. I really liked. I mean, this is kind of both of us, but I liked that the echo came out tonight.
Yeah,
I like that we finally got to reveal that surprise. Been sitting on that for a while, and the new art is just beautiful.
Yes, that is the new art that we'll be using for you from now on. Just anyone that has anything to say about Sloane, do so. I'm just going to say this though. Everyone seemed to love Leaf's luck, how you hung in there and held faith for Sloane and Nia. So yeah, that's concerning you at least. What do you guys have any favorite moments from Sloane?
Yeah, I mean, I think always, Shannon, you play Sloane very, very honestly, and I think it's just huge props for not. I feel like you had a lot of opportunities to take an easy way out of one of your characters' like biggest struggles, and you did not, and it makes it so complex. And like I feel like as Leaf, I was like, come on, Sloane, like just stop. And you, like, I could see the like Shannon in pain.
I really
over,
wanted
like,
to. I was.
to do it,
I really was.
did. And like you asked
That's
those
my
questions, like, do I still hear voices and stuff like that? And like that is a commitment to character that I think makes problems actual problems and not just things that we're like pretending to do. So I think that was big props for that.
Yes.
Thanks.
I was really, really proud of you in that moment. I was like, yes, this is so good. It makes, we're very, very happy with that. That probably was my favorite moment for you as well. Hands down, of almost the season up till now. Like just you being like, I guess this is the thing I'm doing, and just like sticking true to the character was really good.
This whole episode tonight was such an amazing Sloan narrative, like because of the way that the roles went with the dream and everything. I mean, it's just, we got so much of Sloan tonight, and like the whole thing was just, and I love that so much of it came out through a fight as well. It's so true to her character, and it's so true to everything that she's done in the fighting pits and everything up to this point. Yeah, it just felt like it was just such a perfect. I thought tonight was like a perfect Sloan mini arc, and that was just incredible. Like I was happy to be. I didn't do much in the first half because I was like, this is great. I'm just watching this. This is great. Good job. Good work, everybody.
Gonna make me cry, guys. Thank you.
Who else? Sean, you haven't said anything yet. Say nice things about Shannon.
I always say nice things about Shannon. No, I mean, I really think my kid at home, and that it's something I've always admired, especially because I've been playing with Shannon for so long, is I've not seen a single person ever play that is as committed to making character choices, and not that lame way of like, this is what my character would do, but like, this is what my character would do. And this session had a lot of really great payoffs for Sloan, especially coming off of last week's episode where we learned all of those things. I think it was good that there was payoff for them almost immediately, because it could have been easily something that we were like, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And great job on both of your parts, Shannon and Nova on curating that.
All right, next up, Saros. Kieran, what did you like about yourself tonight?
My favorite moment tonight was realizing that we were in the dream, and that this is where Sloan discovers the Kopesh, that it's not something that she has had a really long time, but that she got this while slaughtering this family. And like, I'm really excited to see the YouTube video, because I know, like, I was just like, like looking at Sean, and Sean just looking at me.
Yeah, the two of you were just we're putting things together at the same time. I was like, what is happening?
That was I don't know. That's my favorite. I love that. I obviously I also loved getting to step back into Dominic. I had no idea how that was gonna feel, and I almost started crying like right away, because Dominic is such a sad character. Dominic like went to the afterlife to die because he became immortal. Like his story is like pretty like sad, I guess. And it just like immediately like welled up like so much emotion from that campaign and stuff. And obviously getting to step back into an old character's shoes just even for a second is such a gift. It was really nice to do. So
I'll try to let you do it some other time as well. Okay. Has anyone else got something they want to say was their favorite moment for Saros?
I really liked the, like, it was such a nice surprise. Like all of a sudden, like Nova, you were saying, Dominic, do you want to do it? And I was like, okay, this is just another NPC. And then Kieran started talking. I'm like, what? That was really, really cool. I loved hearkening back to a previous character. It was really cool.
Yeah, I heard
that whole fight is on YouTube, by the way. Like for anybody in chat, it's a fun fight. I turned into a T-Rex at one point, so
hell yeah.
No, I heard you two talking about it before we got started, saying like, "Oh, do you want to say this stuff?" And I didn't know what it was about. So the entire session, I was sitting there. As soon as we got into the pool stuff, I was like, "All right, when is Kieran going to be talking? I want this. This is what I want tonight."
Yeah.
I love Dominic as well, but I also just love how much of my ride or die Saros is, where it's just like the two of us are just like, we're staying out of the fight, we're sitting there, we're just like, we're ready to do something, but we'll let them work this out. And even like in the vision, like Saros is sort of like, I know I can't get hurt here, but then it's also just like standing next to Leaf, sort of having this moment. I like the way that you play the pass that we have together, which is nice.
Yeah, I gotta say that was really good. Just sort of like, Leaf's like, oh well, I guess everything's fucked then, and Sarah's like, well, can't leave my boy out there by himself feeling all those feelings. So I just walked up next to him and was like, I'm here for you, buddy, without saying anything. And then when I was like, oh no, damage, this is real. And you both just like looked at each other sort of thing, like, we must leave now.
Yeah.
And just ran. So yeah, it was a really good moment.
I want to say one thing I really loved is knowing this entire time how the Green Dragon has come out. And everyone being like, oh, this is what we need to learn in the pools. Like, we got to figure out how they brought this Green Dragon back. And I'm like, oh, they didn't really do that. Like, but I guess I won't spoil that too hard. Like, my bad.
Yeah, okay. Unless no one's got anything else they want to say about Saros, we can move on to Auric.
Tonight, honestly, my favorite part was exactly like Kieran said, when we were just looking at each other on Zoom and just like, yeah, this is what this is. This is, we don't know where we are, but now we do. I didn't do too much other than cause chaos tonight. So that was my favorite point.
Yeah, I'll just say that my favorite point from you tonight is being the sort of you don't really think of the consequences a lot of the time because your character's so just off in his own little thing. You were just like, ugh, we got to deal with this thing. I need to ask him some questions later. I'll just do this thing to stop him from leaving. Not considering that he'd be like, you're attacking me or anything like that.
Yeah,
so you just
exactly Auric's mindset. Like, this is not an attack. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, like, offensively using magic can't be possibly misconstrued as, offensive. So walking up and just like, you will stay here, I'm gonna go deal with things, and this orc just being like, what the hell did you just do to me? And like kicking off the entire second part, getting Sloane angry enough that finally the echo came out. It was really, really good. I actually really liked that. I know you felt a bit like, oh, what have I done? But it was actually a good moment for your character.
It's a great little Fey prank as well. It's so like Auric is like a ladrin or some sort of equivalent to that. And I just love I love the mischievousness of the Fey, and it's nice to see Auric be like, this is a cute kind of way to do this. Like, this is kind of mischievous. It's kind of harmless, but it works. So
yeah, in his mind, it's like, it's a timeout.
It's a timeout. I also appreciate that commitment to character. Like, even though that might not have been what you wanted to do, it's what Auric wanted to do, and you went with it.
Yeah, I agree too. And like nothing really happens in a story unless people do the wrong thing at some point, and like being willing to like go and do that is always the right thing to do. I think it's also just great. It makes so much sense for Auric, and I think is a telling thing for like Leaf too, because like standing there and seeing Auric walk up to someone, I feel like for me, I was like, well, this is going to be fine, because like Auric can snap people out of existence and stuff like that. So it's like, he's going to stay here for good. I'm like, yeah, I believe that totally. Like, I was shocked when he moved because I was like, wait, Auric said he can't move.
Yeah.
I also loved Auric and Saros when like they were just kind of like watching things happen, and they're just talking, like mumbling back and forth between each other. It was just like that was such a perfect visual.
Because they're the two nerds of the party as well. So
I was gonna say it was just the nerds doing exactly what they're meant to do.
Especially because Mike ended up having the information, and we were just
couldn't speak the language.
We knew that too. We knew that too.
Anyone else want to say from chat a favorite moment to do with any of the players? I know that Veg said it was great to watch the Dominic scene. It's possibly the longest term viewer. It's amazing to see a recurring character come back. There's him staring at the sky with all the dragons for Leaf. The best slow moment was the fucking Echo Knight thing. New art was fucking amazing. Thanks, Whistle. Brie killed it, yes again. Yes, she did. Best writing bit was the double, excuse me, what? from Sloane constantly just like, so you get a new vision. What? Like,
what?
Slow down, please. I'm like, no,
another one?
This train doesn't have brakes. You've got to keep going.
Can I shout out the brilliant moment when you had to repeat what the orc said to Auric, and then Auric was like, Leaf, what did he say? I think that was killer, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. Right, my favorite moment tonight for myself. I don't really feel like I did much special tonight. I think I just having a bunch of backstory that I kind of wanted to allow, Sloane to kind of unlock, and then when she had her angry moments and then she failed one of the wisdom saves, and because of the time I was looking at going, I don't got enough time to do 2 vision breaks here, so I'm gonna have to just do 1. It probably should have been 2, but I just it just was really fitting that it came up Sloane, so I was happy with that, because some of you have backstory, but I feel like if you're dealing with like all 5 of you at the same time, your trauma, it's gonna get real hard to progress. We need to just get 1 or 2 and just band-aid that shit for now, because you guys have things to do.
Yeah.
If you guys had any favorite moments, I think most of what you said for other people kind of included me, but if you have something, go nuts.
I loved your vision descriptions. Those were beautifully written.
Visceral.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that you're like, oh, I didn't do much, and I'm like, man, you smashed together 2 complex dream memories on top of each other at the same time, leaving us being like, what is happening? Like, that was a great moment. I think every one of us was just like, go on, go on.
Keep talking.
The bleed was really good, and like, it took me a little bit to like I was genuinely confused, and then I was like, oh my god, this is what's happening, and could picture it like like a movie. Like it went scene to scene, the transitions, like off like the pommel, the like getting tackled to the ground and then falling into the snow. Like I can see that really,
the actual shots that would be in.
Same.
Like especially that tackle into the snow, like that was the point. I was like, oh, this is really good.
Thanks guys, I appreciate that. Kim over in chat here that there is being one. I'm not gonna finish reading that. Anyways, we'll do our actual goodbyes now. So I'll let you guys just, if you have the stream up players, just go one to the next in the usual order. I will start with Sean. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean. I am the Dungeon Master for the flagship show over at Paradise RPG. You can find me on any social medias at Odo_Sean. We've got plenty of awesome programming that I'm sure Shannon will plug. One extra thing that I would like to plug, because it's not necessarily Paradise, it's more me related, is that I will be DMing a Jasper's Game Day table in January. So if you are interested in playing a game with me, if you watch Paradise and you're like, I would wonder what it would be like to be there.
Do it.
You can bid. The bids go to Jasper's Game Day. It's a donation. It's a fundraiser. Really cool event. A lot of great DMs there. So yeah, you can find that information on that on Paradise or my own socials.
Okay, next along.
My name is Agent Number 1. I've been playing Saros tonight, and Dominic, and having a bunch of fun. You can find me over at, you can find me here all the time. You can also find me over at my own Twitch channel, where I'm currently streaming Total War on Mondays and Fridays, and doing some more stuff in the new year. And then you can find me over at Wonders and Blunders, which is a weekly podcast, 5e actual play podcast that I'm going to let Mike tell you a little bit about more. I'm liking this dynamic. This is fun.
Right?
And
Give us the hard stuff.
Yeah, we don't have Whistle While You Work here, but I'm going to introduce her as well because she is in chat, and she's the next one down the line. Whistle While You Work is an incredible YouTube animator who does YouTube stories all about her D&D games and horror stories and adventures and everything else. She's very, very fun. She's very sweet. She's been here hanging out with us in the chat while I believe she's on vacation right now. So you should definitely go check her out. Whistle spelled the W-Y-S-T-L-E. It's in the chat.
You're lucky, Whistle, that that Asian did it, because I would have made much more fun of you.
That's probably why he did it, so you couldn't.
Place bullying. Shannon, different.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shannon. I am also from Paradise RPG. I play our Rogway over there. I'm forever calling Scarlet a Rogway now. That is the only way to pronounce Rogue. And I'm also our community manager, so I will tell you a little bit about our programming. As Sean said, we have our flagship show, Advantage in Paradise, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Some big stuff's about to happen. We just finished a story arc and just leveled up, so it'd be a really good time to jump in. Sundays at 7 p.m., we have the Tim and Shannon Power Hour, where myself and fellow castmate Tim talk about, we speculate on the Paradise story, and we also talk with some awesome members of the TTRPG community. On Wednesdays, we have Cardboard Contenders with Clayton and some of his friends. They play board games and Tabletop Simulator. Thursdays, we have Relaxing in Paradise with our lovely DM over there. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be pointing. That one, the one that's waving. He talks about his lore and makes maps and crafts. He's working on a bridge right now that is super awesome. And on Saturdays, we have our One Shots in Paradise, where we bring in lovely members of the TTRPG community. We're taking a break in December, but we will be back in 2021. Last thing, we were trying to get to 1,000 followers on Twitch. And when we get there, we'll do a big giveaway, and yours truly will DM for the first time ever. DM for adults for the first time ever. Although the Paradise Boys are basically big kids, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Help us get there. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, that was a lot.
Go for Mike.
Yeah, I'm Mike Farty. I am, I guess if you were looking for me on the internet, you'd never find me. I don't exist. Burn your credit cards. Buy gold.
Ghost.
I'm a ghost. But if you're hankering for someone new to follow, you can follow Wonders and Blunders at Wonder and Blunder on Twitter. We are a 5e horror comedy podcast. And now is a good time to go. We do mini arcs every once in a while. So we're doing a mini arc right now called Daggers Out, which is a murder mystery. There is a fat marmot. There's a necromancer. There is a wizard tower. There's a bunch of wild stuff. It's like halfway between the Fae and a pocket universe. It's
a guy named Terry.
Oh yeah, there's a guy named Terry who's going through a rough go right now. Oh man, he's living on his friend Gary's couch. They just rent the place from a rutabaga farmer. It's a tough go for Terry right now. He's also a fairly high up suspect right now. So come tune into that anywhere you get your podcasts. If you can't find podcasts yet, then it's time to stop trying. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mike. Those last two were a ride. Okay. Hi, I'm Nova, or No One. I'm one half of the Roll for Damage owner run team thing. I DM this game on Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or if you're in Australia, more specifically Western Australia, it is 9:30 in the morning a.m. AWST. We have two other games running at the moment. We have the Thursday night Academy of Xander, which has 2 sessions left. We have a 1 session next week of our 2-shot Ice and Blood, a Viking themed game. I don't know where that came from. I am sorry. A Viking yes.
Vampire, next character.
Where was I? Viking themed game. I'm doing well. I'm very tired. Yes, and next week we should probably have Sips back with us to face off against Kinora, Aaron Vane, an ancient green dragon, and a bunch of cultists. It'll be fine.
Go wrong.
We'll all die right away.
Right?
Yeah, we're all 4 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, right.
You're lucky the Haribar didn't trigger, right? Because it could have got way worse. So yes,
Nova.
if you enjoy what you see here, follow us on Twitter, YouTube, share us around to your friends, let them know that we're having a big guest star next week, and it'll be a lot of fun.